Hi, I'm Billy the Fridge from the Drunken Peasants podcast, and I've got some great news for you. We've updated the perks on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/DP. For as little as $1, you can get on the exclusive Patreon feed and have access to our private Discord server. At $5, you're going to get the monthly private show. For $10, you're going to get more private content with the monthly commentary. We'll watch a shitty movie or something and make you laugh. At $15, we're going to throw your name at the end of every regular episode. You're in the credits. At $20, you're going to get priority in our Discord Q&A sessions. All the other people have to wait in line. You're VIP. At $25, hell, come hang out with us on Discord. We do a smoke sesh type situation, and it's a lot of fun. At $30, we don't play games, but we're going to do game night anyways. Me and Benjamin are going to sit down on the Atari and have some fun. You're welcome to play with us. At $50, you're going to get to the Hall of Fame. That gives you a special executive producer credit, as well as secret access to Ben and Billy's private vlogs. We did Portland recently, and it got super fucking weird. At $75, you're going to go into the chill zone. We're going to pimp out whatever it is you do to the big-ass Drunken Peasants audience. And if you're lucky, you can get one of those $100 levels for your own segment. Now, they're very limited, and they might not even be available right now. So keep an eye on that. Get in. Come on to the Drunken Peasants podcast. Be a peasant for now, forever.
The Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 426. I'm here with Billy the Fridge, our friend forever, Evan LaFavor, and GIRLDOESRANT. Welcome back, GDR.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we haven't had you in a while.
Fun fact, Ben, did you know that manatees actually have nipples in their armpits?
No, I did not know that. I knew that they had weird warts on their hands.
I've had nipples in my mouth before, but not my armpits.
I wanted to tell you this so that tonight, just as you're drifting off to sleep, the last thing that enters your mind is the image of Brett Keane feeding his kin by letting them suckle on the fatty undersides of his arms.
That's hot.
So like when he held them underwater for too long to nurse them, that's how they became waterheads. Apparently.
Oh God!
There you go.
He had to baptize him somehow, man.
Backstory complete.
I imagine instead of colostrum, the fucking nipple pumps out mac and cheese before the meal kits.
That's how congealed it is.
Ew. So Ben, a little shout out. We just recorded for the
$10 patrons the commentary.
Yeah, we
the review.
We recorded a movie review, and it's
a Canadian movie
Caname.
actually.
Canada Animation Caname.
Yeah. It's what's it called?
Rock and Rule.
It's basically like
a heavy metal ripoff.
Yeah.
Heavy metal meets Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and that'll be posted by the end of the day today. If you're not already a patron, you can still catch it. It will be available. As long as you sign up now, it'll be there. So check that shit out.
It might be one of the highest rated movies we've watched, and we don't understand how it got such a high rating. It's like 6.7 on IMDb, which is pretty high for a shit movie.
Yeah. So
Canadimation, that sounds great.
Anime, man.
GIRLDOESRANT, have you been up to anything new? I notice you're on Twitch way more often now.
Oh, I'm pretty much on Twitch exclusively now. Like, I've left the dumpster fire that is YouTube now. Forgive me. So personal little plug here. If you want to see more of me, and really, like, who doesn't, go to twitch.tv/GIRLDOESRANT. There you go. That's where I am pretty much all the time now. So
how much more does Twitch allow you to show?
Not very much.
Well, they're a lot more lenient than YouTube is with it. You know,
really?
Like they allow you to show cleavage, but they like don't allow you to be too overtly exploitative about it, which kind of cuts into my angle a little bit. But they'll like look into specifics. Like if you put up a screenshot, they're like, okay, we'll let you put in a cleavagey screenshot, but we're going to look at the angle of the camera, and we're going to look at like what the video title is and stuff like that. So they do, I think they kind of like do monitor that kind of stuff, but they're a little more specific with like whether or not they'll take you down
Huh,
They
okay.
monitor your angle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah, because Casey Tron kept talking about how the new TOS was going to fuck up her world, basically.
I don't think so. No, as
Okay.
long as she doesn't like whip them out and start like tassel dancing in front of the camera, I think she'll be okay.
She does it
I won't-
Elvira.
I won't be okay until she does that, though. So
Neither
We're
will
at an
I.
impasse here.
Neither will any of us.
Maybe
You play
she'll
a lot
move
of
to
those,
D2
like-
someday.
You play a lot of those like anime dating sim games or something like that. That's what it looks like anyway.
Who, me?
Yeah. What?
I played Doki Doki Literature Club, which is the only one I really played, which was like more of a horror thing. Although
Okay.
people do want me to like play a little more of like the dating sim stuff just because it's so ridiculous and funny.
It is
But, like,
ridiculous.
Mostly I try to play really good horror games, except for like Saturdays where we played total and utter garbage shit on Steam. So those are fun.
I like garbage shit games.
I only like Tetris. That's the only game I like. playing.
Really?
Yeah, I love Tetris.
Yeah, you hate playing WWE.
I'm like, fuck this shit, because I don't know the controllers, and you always
you played it so many times.
You always rock bottom me, Ben.
I'm gonna give you a crash course in how to play the game, and then we'll see.
Maybe.
I'll teach you.
I almost got it for Nintendo Switch so I could secretly learn, but then I was thinking the controllers wouldn't switch over to your PS4.
No,
so-
they won't.
Yeah, so I was like, this is not a
I
good
mean,
idea.
it'll be similar but still different. Here's a segment that we've only done a few times, but we're going to bring it back regularly. It's kind of a new segment, and we're going to kick things off with it right now. And while we're in it, I'm going to run away and grab a piece of paper that I was supposed to have at the beginning of the show.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be right back, and we're going to start it off. This is Paranormal Corner.
Sweet.
So, the fuck is that car doing? Why is it paranormal? Just because it's an old car?
I don't know. At least someone made us a fucking intro. Can't you just
like
be
it.
happy?
No, I do like it. I just want to know
ghost
why
car,
cars are
Billy.
paranormal. It's a fucking ghost car.
Be grateful. You called my car a ghost ghost car.
It starts on its own.
Yeah. I have a remote start, so like I can start the car when I'm inside of a building.
I didn't
When I'm
see
ready
that-
to leave.
I didn't see that car remote start, so I didn't think it
And
was
we
a ghost
walk
car.
out. He's like, "Your car's running. What do you got? A ghost car?"
Yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, dude,
That's a
someone's
good
stealing
movie
your
Until it
car.
tries to run you down.
Right.
That's when you know.
I bet Ben's probably thought about that before. Seeing me.
Yeah.
Are you calling me a thought?
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers go out to the thoughts and players.
So this one's called "This is a pic of a real alien inside a UFO. New alien abduction UFO evidence 2018." So this is current.
Fuck.
I'm so glad to be here for this.
Yep. You're
so
witnessing an
glad.
exclusive.
Truth seeking. What's Second Earth? They just had their cell phone on.
Hi, this is
caught
Victor
the
Searle,
alien.
and welcome to Second Earth Alternative. All right, so we have an absolutely amazing episode, absolutely mind-turning. I mean, I don't know what to say about this. Only to say that the evidence that I'm about to provide to you was completely unexpected. It was something that I kind of just ran into by mistake. And to be frank with you, the person who provided me the image with this evidence, I'm not even sure if this person knows about this. So if you have been following my episodes,
So the person has accidental alien photos. They don't even realize it. This guy just happened to look at their photos and find an alien that they didn't even say, hey, look, I got a picture of an alien. They were like, hey, look at this picture. I got cleavage. I want you to see my big old jugs. And there just happened to be an alien behind them. GIRLDOESRANT, do you have an alien behind you?
Absolutely. Well, actually, I have a portal behind me, so
See?
there could be aliens coming through it. Man, that's how you know this shit is legit, though, because it's completely accidental.
If this was on purpose, I wouldn't believe it. But this is an accident, so I'm sold.
Total
recently,
accident.
you will know that I've been
When they
doing
said
a lot of
aliens were
different
going to bomb us, I didn't know they meant photo bomb us.
The aliens are photobombing us, Benjamin.
episodes on alien abduction cases. And specifically, I got basically a whole bunch of people who claim to have been abducted who are sharing their cases with me and their correspondences.
Correspondences? Correspondences? Oh man,
It's a bug bite. What's this bug bite have to do with aliens?
it's a
It's not a bug
tuberculosis
bite, man.
test.
That's an alien abduction mark. What are you talking about?
When you
Can you not
when,
see that?
When they test you for tuberculosis, they kind of like lightly prick your skin with 3 little needles, and if they puff up, that means you have tuberculosis, and that's what
Really?
it looks like.
That's
yeah.
a TriStar?
Me, because when I reviewed these people's cases, I noticed that there was this unbelievable amount of synchronicities, just specificities to the cases, and some things that I absolutely could not predict. One abductee was talking about this motherly female creature. So the abductee who I'm about to show evidence for, I'm going to show you the image of this motherly female figure that he saw. And here, let me just put it up for you guys. So this is the figure that he claimed he saw.
My dude, that's not a photograph. I don't think someone accidentally drew an alien.
No, this is a photograph in the 2-dimensional plane.
Aliens just happen to be 2-dimensional. That's why we
Well,
don't.
these are. This is another plane of existence that happens to be 2-dimensional.
Dude, this is a child's drawing. This is
so
a little
motherly.
kid's drawing.
His abduction case, okay? Now, only a few days later, right? I mean, in a different episode, I went ahead and I talked about this particular abductee, and let me show you what she said in the episode. So I'm going to pause right here.
That's not
She said,
alien, that's him.
I was talking with this woman, not a human one, who seemed very motherly or loving towards me. She had white skin and large, pretty eyes. And a couple of others talked about some sort of life.
Why does it gotta be white skin?
How
So
much
this
salvia
abductee-
exactly did he smoke prior to this? I'd like to know.
He's seeing anime women now.
Yeah, with no nose.
He is also talking about a very strange female creature that she saw, okay? Now, only a couple days later, right after I came out with this episode, there was this documentary that came out called Australian Skies 2, and the guy in this documentary, I kid you not, was talking about, after being hypnotically regressed by a hypnotherapist, started talking about a motherly female alien creature. So what the hell? Why are all these people talking about this weird motherly female creature? It doesn't even make sense. And what was even more strange is that this abductee, if you look at the trailer of Australian Skies, you know, I'll just kind of flash it up here real quick so you guys can see. Look at the scar that they have in the trailer, and look at the scar that we have from one of the abductees. that contacted me.
That's not a scar.
Yeah.
Is that what he's talking about?
He's calling it a scar, but it's clearly a wound of some sort. The one on top looks like mosquito bites.
Don't question the
You know,
TriStar.
it could be
So
anything.
why is this mothering figure like wounding people? I just
I don't know.
She's just pricking them
I mean,
3
that's
times.
crazy, right? It's like a
Illuminati
perfect
hickeys.
match. And then, and of course,
Illuminati
I had this
mosquitoes.
lingering email that I had just forgotten to open, and 10 days, 2 weeks later, I basically opened this email and realized that this person was also talking about a female, motherly alien creature.
Who cares?
It's like there's no way that all these people can have this specific account.
It's not specific. It's very general.
Yeah.
well, that's why I mentioned salvia earlier, actually, because that's one of the things that a lot of people that trip out to it say that they can feel this like female presence when they're on it. And, like that's literally the first thing I thought. So it's not like some weird, rare experience that he's talking about here. It is even outside of drugs. It's like the most common fucking thing ever. What's he making such a big deal out of?
Yeah, I never felt. I've taken salvia a few times. I've never felt that. I just felt like I was falling through the chair I was sitting in and weird shit like that. Like if you
felt like
touch
I was
an
stuck in
animate.
a conveyor belt.
You never felt the mother alien when you smoke some salvia, man?
No. I just
the best way
bonded
to
with
live.
inanimate objects.
In the movie
It was
Phantom
weird.
Thread, he has like a motherly sense too. That Daniel Day-Lewis, it's a big movie, came out this year, and he would go as far as to like eat fucking poison to see her. Not salvia, but still, like, is there a ghost mother that's coming into our lives whenever we get
No.
high or sick, Ben?
No.
Because it just doesn't mean anything outside of the specificity of itself. Like this
The girl in the second box has nice tits. I think they're talking about you.
Fuck.
people are not having
Whip
some
them out,
motherly Freudian repression
compare.
issues. I mean, these people are legitimately thinking that they're seeing alien female creatures.
I don't know.
And so,
I
yeah,
don't
of
think
course,
there's
she
a.
provides
I
me
don't
an
think there's a
image.
contest
And let me show
there.
you what the image looks like.
Billy
So this is
wins.
the image of
Ben wants to titty fuck
that's what
me.
I meant.
Why does Ben want to titty fuck me? This is
Whatever.
gross.
We're not in the elevator
She
anymore,
got a nice
okay?
pair of titties. What do you?
Yeah, there's no elevator here.
I'm so glad that we never have to ride in that elevator again. I'll just point that out because that was awkward.
What if we get invited to a party there?
I'm not going.
You won't go to the party because
No.
it's on the top floor.
No.
You won't ride an elevator with me to go to a party.
No,
Damn.
because every time anyone's gotten stuck in that elevator, you've been in it.
I think it was a coincidence
The
because
first of them.
No.
one time the elevator was stuck when me and Pitmonk were trying to go up and we had to walk all the way around. No, it was me and Madison. It was all
You and
stuck.
Pitmonk got stuck at one
We
point.
did get stuck for like luckily
You
only
two
2 minutes.
motherfuckers got
He was
elevator
freaking
stuck.
out too because he's afraid of escalators and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was.
Like, oh, I can't be stuck in here. I can't be stuck in here, Billy.
Dude, that would have been great. You should have filmed that.
I was gonna, but it was only like 2 or 3
Me
minutes.
and Billy are about to film our Patreon thing out on the town again, dude. We've got so many ideas for shit that we're gonna do.
I'm trying to talk Ben into just going to Vegas with me this weekend, but
No, I got things to do.
he's got stuff to do.
Wait, it is practically the weekend.
Yeah, we
can't
leave tomorrow.
I'm not driving.
Well, you want to leave tomorrow? We'll fly.
No, I'm not doing it.
You want to leave
It's too
tomorrow?
expensive, man.
Okay.
See? The
I'll tell you what.
Holy
If we
shit.
get $4,000 in Streamlabs tonight, I'll go.
And the highest, the top 3 highest donators can come with too.
They can meet us there.
Yeah, they
Sure.
can hang out with us in a fucking hotel room, and we'll do coke lines off of stripper titties. Coca-Cola, Benjamin.
Lines of Coca-Cola.
Lines of
Become a patron to
Coca-Cola.
watch them get get on acid or salvia, alternatively.
Yeah, we'll do salvia and find the motherfucking alien to give us lap dances.
And here is the image of what this new abductee, who I hadn't opened her email.
Oh, great. Let's see what it looks like.
Can we finally get to the picture of this alien?
Okay. I mean, there's so many different pictures of aliens that look like that.
Yeah, this is
Don't act like this is the first time we've seen aliens that have a head with a big head with a narrow chin, almost no nose, and giant eyes.
I think somebody just fell asleep watching A Nightmare Before Christmas. This is Jack Skellington and the fucking skeleton broad that pines
Sally?
over him. Yeah, Sally.
It's irritating how unoriginal they are. It's always like the big, tall, skinny grays with the big
The
bug
grays.
eyes and the big bald heads. So whatever.
Why are you irritated by unoriginality? That just means all the stories fit together.
Oh, I know. That's why it makes so much sense, and it's totally true.
It's got to be true. They all look the same.
Yeah,
It's a cool picture of an alien, though. It's just a good painting. I like
it is actually.
Yeah, I thought he had an actual fucking picture someone took while they were abducted, like had their cell phone out or some dumb shit.
an hour.
That's the one right next to it.
On your upper lip.
Like, this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. These are
Is he
independent
trolling?
people, completely unbeknownst to each other.
I think
posting
he's just stupid.
extremely similar images.
You have to be stupid to
Both
like
of them
buy
supposed
into
to be
this
female.
paranormal
Both
shit.
of them are supposed to be beautiful. Both of them are supposed to be motherly,
I
comforting.
don't know, man.
I don't see
know,
anything
has-
motherly
This
or
guy.
beautiful.
I think it's a sign of intelligence to believe in aliens. Yeah, but this guy, obviously, he's a little, I don't know, he's a little misguided, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm totally on the boat that there's like probably some form of life. There has to be in a universe as big as ours. But
Right.
like this, no, no.
I would say the fact that it happened here is enough evidence that it's happened somewhere else, relatively
yeah.
close by. So, you know, I'm sure there's all sorts of life out there, but whether or not they've mastered intergalactic space travel is the big question.
I'm sure there are
Well, it's
some
funny.
that have.
It's funny you brought this up because like recently I was reading this little factoid thing where they mentioned that the like comparably to how long the Earth has been around, our being on this planet is some super low percentage. So if alien life had been here, it's probably like a 99.9% chance that they'd been here at a time when like we weren't here or even life wasn't really here in any conceivable way and then just fucked off.
Right. Oh, yeah, because the existence of the planet before there was life on it was a way longer period of time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We might be aliens.
Yeah. From Mars.
But this could be the mother alien, though. He's got the smoking gun evidence. Look at these two fucking pictures.
I'm
It's
telling you,
like,
this is
holy
Nightmare
shit.
Before Christmas. That's all this is. Nightmare Before Christmas fan art.
So
She has
before,
really nice hair.
Before we move on to the next segment, we've got some $50 patron executive producer.
Yeah, the big time
credits.
executive producers. We want to thank you guys. Got to thank Stephen Finn, Manuel Morales, the Meds Peds, George Hawk, Chris Harris, Darren Daniels, Stephen Wachowski, Keegan, Tits McButts, Veej, and I'm baiting. Thank you guys for the continued support. I'm baiting. I'm masturbating.
Masturbating.
You are? Masturbating.
I'm baiting.
man.
Bait.
Thought it was the
Yeah,
only
thank you
one.
guys, though. It really helps out. And if you guys want to be a part of this, you know where to find us. We're going to be in Vegas this weekend, right, Ben?
No.
Fuck.
Not unless we get $4,000 in Streamlabs tonight, which is probably not going to happen.
Doesn't Mr. Naughty Priest want to go to Vegas with us?
We would have to, like, to get that kind of money, we would have to do, like, a 12-hour fundraising. Let's go to Vegas fundraising
You know what
stream.
we'd have to do, Ben? We'd have to promise them lap dances when they got to Vegas with us.
What?
Would you give lap dances?
No.
Oh, my God.
So, just a reminder to everyone, our next show's on Monday. I'm trying to get JF lined up for that show. He basically said he would do it. We just haven't picked a day. So, we'll have JF with all of his controversial bullshit on the show.
He will
Oh yeah, I
be
meant to ask
debating.
you. Do you still want me back for the 23rd then, or like I don't know? What do you want?
Yeah, you can come
Yeah, is
back
that
again.
cool?
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
So the 23rd, we'll have Girl Does Rant back again, and also Chris Raygun.
Yeah.
So check
Sweet.
that out.
It's going to be fan-fucking-tastic.
All right, so we're going to move on to DP Action News.
My dude.
Gets me every time.
All right, so let's see what we've got here. Here's an Army Research Lab is creating bionic third arm for soldiers.
Third arm?
Yeah, like a third arm that they can wear that's bionic.
Like a dick? Or it's going to be on their chest?
I'm guessing it'll be on their chest, but maybe it'll be coming over their shoulder. Thank you, Drumpf. I'll check and see if you actually sent a message, if it didn't show.
I
All
love
right.
the kind of prosthetics
That's a
they're
great
actually
idea.
working on recently. There's one for an arm that's like a tentacle. It's really neat.
What's
Yeah,
that
and it
for?
unfurls and it, like they showed a video of the girl wearing it, like grabbing a cup with it, like just furling the tentacle around the cup and drinking it. It's really neat.
We're really at a point where people might remove their limbs just to get upgraded limbs.
You know what? We missed somebody that said, someone said, Dusty the Cockatiel will Streamlab you 420 right now if you let him guest on DP. Yeah, sure. I'll let Dusty the Cockatiel on.
Deal.
And then I'm setting a new goal because we started with the goal from the last with the money we made from the last episode. So I'll probably set it back to 200 or whatever. But yeah, Dusty the Cockatiel can come on the show. That's fine.
Yeah, I've actually, in my spare time, I've been designing some new prosthetics that actually use artificial intelligence to help people interact with objects correctly, you know?
You did?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I love his response. Oh, yeah, man.
An exciting project over at the Army Research Lab. What they're doing is creating sort of a bionic third arm for our soldiers. Sound a bit wacky and out of the box? Let me walk you through
Is this
it. It
Alexis
actually
Jones?
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
She's like super into it too. She's like really expressive.
She should have taken over for the...
Yeah, the press secretary, man. She should be the new press secretary instead of fucking Huckabee.
Fuck Huckabee. She should take over for the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
We found a bionic snake
Anyone could take over for him now because he's no longer living. He hasn't
True.
been alive for a long
A
time.
lot of sense. Why would we want something like that? One, we want to boost lethality. We want to boost the accuracy of our soldiers in conflicts, and we
That's
also
what that way
want to
you
boost the
can
amount
fire a
of
machine
firepower they
gun
can bring to
while
the fight.
jerking the soldier behind you off, man.
Oh, every single one of them would have the program to jerk themselves off, like in the off time. They just like hit the jerk button. It's like, let's get it on.
Bigger, more powerful weapons, and a third bionic
This
arm
broad is
might
great.
be able to provide that. It could also
Is she
do
Chaz
things
Bono?
Like reduce fatigue,
No.
reduce recoil, and reduce the burden on our soldiers because we all know they're already carrying too much. So this arm, what it will do is sort of shift
Carrying
off
the weight of the world
weight
on their
from
shoulders,
the arm,
man.
whether you have an M4, whether you have a saw, it's going to shift that weight off your arm onto your torso.
Is she,
So it's
is
less
she
of a
advertising the shake weight right now? What the fuck is going on? We're gonna shift that weight off. We're gonna give you 2 right now. If you call in right now for $19.95, you get 2 third arms. That's 4 arms.
What a great offer!
You should be able to carry it longer with more accuracy.
She needs to
You
make
might
babies with
also
a
be
sham
able
wow
to bring
guy. I'll
even
buy anything that
bigger,
baby talks
more
about.
Powerful weapons to the fight. One of the things that our military has been looking at is bringing these little drones. So these little drones that will come in our
eyes,
These
man.
little drones.
Yeah, she's very. You know what though? I got to give her credit. She's very expressive.
I'm saying that's why I was saying she took the
intense.
crocodile hunter's
She's
job.
so-
I think she's Jay Leno's illegitimate love child.
Yeah, there's something about her that is just off pretty, but
Yeah.
she works harder. Because
She's
of
still
it.
better looking than Huckabee Sanders, though.
Yeah, but Huckabee Sanders looks like a drunken lesbian man.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Dusty.
If you're ever feeling sad, you should start feeling glad, because Dusty the Cockatiel loves you all very much. Thank you.
I love you, Dusty.
Wow, Dusty. And Dusty, by the way, I'm not sure if anyone's ever brought this up, but Dusty is definitely a beautiful bird.
He's such a beautiful bird.
donkey, right? Like a machine donkey. And this is going to carry something like an M2 along with the squad so they can bring the 50 cal bullet and all that power to a fight. Now that's just too heavy for a soldier to carry. We're talking about upwards of 80 pounds. Our soldiers are already carrying as much weight as another person, right? So that's way too heavy for them to carry, but a huge advantage in a firefight.
I just saw this thing where I guess firefighters, when they're going in to fight a fire, they wear about 60 pounds of equipment. And they do this like fundraiser where people wear 60 pounds of firefighting equipment and they walk the stairs in the tallest building in Seattle, whatever that really tall, dark colored building is.
The Columbia Tower.
Yeah,
maybe?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? How could they do that?
I tried to walk downstairs in a hotel one time when there was a fire alarm because they wouldn't let me go in the escalator or the elevator. And walking downstairs from 23 flights of stairs, by the time I got down there, the fire was gone. The building had just like it burned flames. But I don't know what happened to it. But I was pissed because like I got down there.
I did all that walking for nothing?
Yeah, they were like the firemen were gone. They're like, oh yeah, dude. That was like 20 minutes ago. Nobody told me in the fucking stairs that I was hoppling down in.
Yeah.
A female friend of mine is actually, or she used to be a firefighter, and she used to tell me that one of the best ways to help her like carry all that added weight was the fact that when they were actually going into a building like that, they don't have like this extreme rush of adrenaline going, and that like really helped push them. So.
It's interesting.
I guess
Actually,
you would. I mean, it would be kind of scary just like running into a.
Yeah.
Not only
You know?
there's
It's not intuitive.
Keep little vials of PCP around their neck so they could just take a hit of PCP real quick and get a little
Not-
energy boost.
little piece
Maybe
of
they
the
got that
kingdom of
third arm
heaven.
and It's down there and it's doing its work, you know.
Well, not only does the fire add like a boost of adrenaline to make you stronger, the heat from the fire works like a hot air balloon, and you actually get lifted up like helium style. It takes the weight off your shoulders when you're in the fire.
But you're burning. You're cooking.
Yeah, but like a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Around the world in 80 days, man.
Right? Gives them a lot more security. But here's the thing. Is it handy or is it hindrance? Now I'm throwing this down because I'm curious to see how they're going to solve this.
I say it needs.
It's funny.
I think it needs to be like BattleTech or Mech Warrior, where soldiers just wear those big, giant, machine suits, so that they're just strong enough. You know, the machine that they're wearing, the extra weight is the strength.
We can pull all the
The big
soldiers that had their
Avatar
legs blown
machines.
Yeah, just like
It's time
Avatar.
for robot soldiers, man. Robot soldiers all the way. Fuck human soldiers. We don't need human soldiers anymore.
We gotta go cyborgs first.
I mean,
though, right?
what
Then
if,
robots?
What if someone else's robot soldiers got past our robot soldiers? Then we probably would need human soldiers. So I don't know. I mean, when someone else's robot army kills our entire robot army, are we just supposed to be like, oh, I guess we need to surrender?
Can we hack robot armies? Can we hack their robot armies?
There's no robot armies to figure out whether or not we can hack them.
We need to just pit like two sides of an army of those four-legged mechanical, like the machine dog things they have in the military now that like carry people's packs and stuff. Those are great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots is coming to a reality near you.
Robo dog fights. I would watch that.
Some of the
Ooh,
practical
shit,
issues
yeah.
here, right?
Get Michael Vick
What
in
do
on
you
that
do when you
shit,
have this
man.
big sort of third arm and you suddenly have to hit the dirt? What do you do if you have to take an unconventional shot, right? By that I mean not just straightforward shooting. Maybe you have to shoot through something a bit tricky. What do you
No,
do?
seriously, this could be cool if they had like a AI that had a webcam on a soldier's back, and this AI could like see everything going on around him in the dark, you know, see heat signatures, get their target instantly, and you had a little AI fucking control hand that has a gun on the end of it and that has your back. Yeah, it's a great idea, you know. Fucking why not, man?
Someone said basically like take crop dusters and like pour water on the robot army. I think they'd make them waterproof.
Yeah, they've got waterproof robots now. I know my cell phone's waterproof, so the robots have to be.
I mean, if they can make a robot army, I'm guessing they could make a waterproof robot
You don't know
army.
that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know that, Ben. Don't give them ideas.
If this
We're trying to defeat the
reality
robot
was
army.
an M. Night Shyamalan movie, man, they'd just be able to use water on the robots, man.
Is it going to affect your maneuverability? Because what we don't want to do is add more weight and reduce the maneuverability of our soldiers who are already carrying so much and make it more of a hindrance, right? We've got to maintain the agility and maneuverability for our soldiers, but if we're going to add any ounce of weight, we have to make sure that it's justified. So it's got to provide more advantages. It's got to be justifying the weight that it's adding.
Is this like anti-fat propaganda
I
here?
don't know, man. I want to go out to dinner with this broad though. She's convinced me that she's
see the bionic arm, but I haven't seen shit yet. I think she's just pitching the idea. I don't think they actually made this shit yet.
Just a conceptual, like a concept we're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, it says a research lab is creating it. But yeah, they don't even have like a picture of a prototype or anything.
What a weird shill mode that Fox has on the Fox News.
Let's talk about this article.
Oh, this is our friend JF.
Yeah, the Daily Beast, who I think is garbage.
Jean-Francois. Are they the ones that attacked Scamtano or Fantano?
No, that was Fader. That was that was a music rag on the internet.
Pretty much all the internet magazines or internet news sites are just BuzzFeed garbage these days. Clickbait bullshit.
Yeah, you've really made it, you know?
You made it. When they're talking about you having sex with retarded women.
It's weird because like we had JF on the show so many times, but never once did we ever talk about an ethno state.
Yeah.
Now I hear him talk about it all the time, but we just never grazed that subject for some reason.
I feel like it should have gotten
Did you ever
brought up
talk
too.
about fucking autistic Hispanic?
No. Although
we did talk.
Although,
we broke it on the show.
Actually, yeah, he did admit it. Yeah, he did admit it the first, the last time he was on here.
Episode 400.
Last time he was on
Yeah,
here.
we milked it out of him on some Fox News.
He was
dirt
pretty
digging.
forthright about
Yeah.
it. But, I mean, like 2 years ago when that was actually happening is when he was on the show all the time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't coming up then.
But yeah, I
he
don't
did
ever
admit
recall
it.
him being alt-right, so...
Yeah, I mean, he told us he liked like Stefan Molyneux and people like that. So I figured he was right leaning, and he told us he liked Trump when Trump first got Trump first announced he was running. So I figured he was more conservative, but I didn't know he was into race realism and that kind of stuff. That was kind of a new concept that came.
You think you know
to light.
somebody?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he just all of a sudden decided he was after the fact, but he never showed me any indication of it, especially when he said he was a Cypress Hill fan and a rap fan.
I want to hear him freestyle rap about this shit, man.
Oh my
About
god!
white ethno.
I don't know. I got it started. I like fucking women that are kind of retarded.
Oh God! All right, YouTuber accused of luring autistic teen in pregnancy plot. I don't know how he's accused because this has already gone to court. So I don't believe he's still being accused of this.
Did he get charged, or was it brought up against him? So he
No. What happened was, from what I understand, he met the girl online. She drove to where he lived. She drove from Texas to.
She could drive?
Yeah.
If she could drive, like, how bad off is she?
I don't know. I've never met her. I don't know the first thing about her. All I have to go on.
You could still be like high functioning autistic.
Yeah. Yeah. The question is, where do you draw the line? But this.
Is there multiple women
this
here?
court? No. This court in Texas. So anyway, back to the story before Billy fucking interrupted me again. Yeah, so she drove to where he lived, which is pretty far. He lived in North Carolina, and she drove from Texas, even if she was, I don't even know what part of Texas she was from, you know? So depending on where, it could have been 12 to 24-hour drive. But either way, so she got there, they started a relationship, they had sex for the first time, like it was her first time.
Oh, the very
and
first
then
time.
her family flipped out. And she moved back to Texas, and they went to court over it. And I guess the judge ruled that she was, like, her parents were her legal guardians, even though she was of age. So
I mean, where are they getting the fact that he was, like, the whole point was trying to impregnate her? Is it just that he had, like, he just fucked her, or was he trying to get her? Where's that?
I think he was actually talking about having the baby in his basement.
I don't know about that, but I do know, I believe he was trying to have a baby with her. I believe that's true. I believe he's admitted that.
Psychologist or something.
A prominent far-right YouTuber who calls for a white ethno-state and makes videos with Richard Spencer. I like how they start off with that, basically saying a racist piece of shit who is friends with other racist pieces of shit. That's how they're starting it off. Is accused of luring.
He's a white guy, so yeah.
Yeah. He's accused of luring and attempting to impregnate a developmentally disabled Hispanic teenager while lawyers contested his U.S. immigration status.
You know, I gotta think
lured her, man. What did he do? Have a fucking fishing pole with a taco on the end? And he's fucking,
I mean,
going
It sounds so rapey.
He might have.
It even says this in the It says this in the court documents that she was a fan of the Drunken Peasants.
I think it says it in this article. I think you could brought it in the article. But I think that JF's fans were more disturbed by the fact that she was Hispanic than that she was developmentally disabled.
Dang, man. Well, you know.
This comes amid a separate legal battle with his wife, who accused him of trying to kidnap their infant to Canada. Jean-Francois Gariepy is a fast-rising fixture in the white nationalist circles, a former neuroscience researcher at Duke University who left suddenly in 2015. Gariepy now makes videos attempting to prove white superiority, calling for all white separatist states and a crackdown on immigration. White nationalist Richard Spencer recently appeared on him or with him on a live stream and on him. No, like here's my question. I've never seen this girl, the autistic one, but they said she's Hispanic. So like, if she, like, many Hispanics are Mexican in the United States, and most Mexicans are part Native American, which is not white. So I'm interested to know, like, if JF wanted an all-white ethno state, why would he impregnate someone with
maybe she was,
a mudblood?
Maybe
basically.
she was.
Oh wait, she's 19 years. Is that her? She's 19 years old.
Yes.
Yeah. At the time.
Oh, so that's
at the
interesting
time.
because like it's saying teen, and I'm thinking like 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
She's actually 19 with the.
Well, they're saying she had
If she's got the social and mental maturity of a 10 or 11-year-old child, I'd find it hard to believe that she could make her, like, I don't know, okay, but I'd find it hard to believe that she could easily make her way, like, drive over.
My 10-year-old nephew beats me at Mario Kart all the time.
Yeah, it's a long drive. I mean, even from the closest part of Texas to North Carolina, it's a long drive. So that takes a lot of planning and being able to make choices and have a sense of direction, even with a GPS.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just saying, I don't know what the case is, but I'm just saying that this article really sounds like it's trying to insinuate certain things.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just insinuate.
Like,
the state of Texas deemed it.
You know, like, I don't.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's
they're
insane. If the court ruled that she can't be in relationships, like, that's totally insane. Like, people that are on the autism spectrum shouldn't be having a court decide whether or not they can be in a fucking relationship or not, or have kids or whatever. I don't know.
They keep using the word. They keep using the word teen without specifying that this teen is still of legal age.
Yeah, that's one thing. But then they also use the 10 or 11, which is preteen. That's not even teen, as is the social maturity. So you can't make a decision based on numbers here because there's conflicting reports. At one point, yeah, she's a 19-year-old, and I'd bang a 19-year-old under the right circumstances. Not if she had the social or mental maturity of a 10 or 11-year-old child, I would like to think.
That's based on someone's opinion.
Yeah.
Granted, it is a mental health professional that had that opinion, but
yeah, a counselor.
Maybe she told him that she likes anime, man.
I'll tell you what, when I was 10 or 11, I would not have been able to drive a car from Texas to North Carolina. I just wouldn't.
I could have.
I had never driven a car in my
this
life.
article sounds like just super misleading. Like it's trying to make him out to be like a pedophile more than anything. So
I'll give you that. She did drive across state lines to bang our boy JF. I'm not worried about that part. It says she was Hispanic. How does she fit into his white ethno state? Is she Louis C.K. with a wig? Is that what you're telling me?
Where's this accent coming from?
I don't know, Texas.
A custody.
Aren't there a lot of white Spanish people, man?
There are, but this person was from Texas and they were Hispanic. There's a good chance they're Mexican, but I don't know enough. I guess we'll have to ask JF when he comes on. A child study case with his third wife includes allegations that Gariepy engaged in misconduct with an undergraduate he supervised at Duke. Gariepy's wife won sole custody of their newborn after presenting evidence that Gariepy had threatened to abduct the baby to Canada while his visa was dependent on their marriage. I do know for a fact that I was watching Jeff talk about this live on his stream earlier today. He has since moved back to Canada, but he said it wasn't an immigration issue. It was due to the fact that the law in the United States doesn't benefit fathers when it comes to having children as much as in Canada. That's what he said. Oh, and he said the child abduction rate is too high. So
it's too high.
You gotta, if you don't want your kid getting abducted, you gotta abduct them, man. That's the only thing to do.
While the case is ongoing, Gariepy lost a guardianship dispute over an autistic 19-year-old whom a counselor assessed as having the social and mental maturity of a 10 or 11-year-old child. Gariepy, who met the young woman online and entered into a sexual relationship with her, claimed in court that the young woman was his pregnant fiance, although blood tests revealed she was not pregnant. So he believed that she was pregnant, or at least pretended to believe she was pregnant.
Is this the same girl?
Yes.
That they're talking? This is so badly written. Honestly, it's.
Thank you, Daily Beast.
Yeah, let's see. Kelly Weil, Weill. Yeah. It's a hit piece, like. But court records in the guardianship and custody cases suggest a long history of conflict with women. So now we get to the actual point of why they wrote this. Gariepy, 34, grew up in suburban Montreal, which he described to a court-appointed psychologist as like paradise. He spent his childhood surrounded by relatives in a village dominated by our families. Quote, I didn't know disharmony until I met other women at 18, 19 years old, he said. According to the psychologist's report included in his study case against his third wife. It was all or nothing, marriage and a baby, or I couldn't stay in the U.S. Is that true? They make you have a baby, too? Being married to a citizen isn't enough? I can't pretend to be an expert.
Really?
Maybe the baby just makes it easier because.
But what if you're not capable of having children?
Then you might have to prove it in other ways. But if you have a fuck trophy, they're going to be like, okay, you could stick around.
Well, if you're married to a citizen, you should be able to stay in the U.S. I don't know. He married his first wife.
Trump to build the wall in Canada instead, man.
This is the quote right here in this paragraph. You got to read this right here.
You go ahead.
Okay. He married his first wife at 18 and divorced at 23. I wanted a family and she wasn't into it, he told the court-appointed psychologist. She lost interest in me. Also, I didn't know how to satisfy a woman and I was getting fat. Damn.
See, he is extremely honest.
Yeah. A second marriage, which he claimed was to a woman who was French and needed to get into Canada, also
So he green
failed.
carded somebody.
Yeah, so he's on his third marriage now, I think. He said he's got a baby and a new wife. Also failed, he told the psychologist. He later left Canada to take a series of research positions at U.S. colleges before settling into an associate research role in Duke's neuroscience department in September 2011, as the university confirmed to the Daily Beast. In a viral Facebook post in September 2015, Gariepy announced he'd quit Duke because he'd grown disillusioned with the academic community.
Yeah, when I first met JF, he contacted me. He was actually working at Duke at the time. And I pulled up some web pages that, confirmed that he was in fact a PhD and that he was working at Duke University. So I was like, oh man, this guy's legit, So all of this.
Get this, like, who the fuck is JF? He's not like some big fucking celebrity or anything, and they're writing this hit piece and bringing out all this dirt from his past and his past relationships and shit. It's just bullshit.
He's giving a voice. He's giving a voice to people that are white supremacists.
Yeah.
So these people, they even though we have freedom of speech, even for things that we might think are disgusting, they're going to do guilt by association, and this is to disparage his character in an attempt to get people to not want to listen to what he says or the platform he gives other people. So that's basically it.
Yeah, this is all just leading up to the epic sting they're going to have against you guys eventually as a whole. Just come against DP.
Oh, Sting?
I'm an SJW. Sting would love me.
Sting.
Which Stings? Sting or Splash? WCW?
I hope
or
it's both of them.
Yeah. Oh my God! If we got the Stings,
we could talk about the police and the WCW days.
They could wield that Hobbit sword from Lord of the Rings.
Sword.
Yes, Sting.
You're slipping. Last episode, someone noticed that you said sword the right way.
I said it on purpose.
Oh, sure.
The right
Okay.
way.
I meant to do that.
I was scared.
Keeping you guessing.
Exactly. No, it's because someone called me out for saying police.
They're also
going
to say he had a relationship with an undergraduate student, which I guess is unethical, but also still not illegal. He wasn't her teacher. He was like a research assistant. So it wasn't like he had some sort of institutionalized power over her.
And another thing about how he wanted her to have his child. Sorry, this.
He's just he's in a hurry. Yeah, people are saying he was trying to have an anchor baby, but as far as I understand now, the woman he's with now is American and he already has her pregnant and he's left the country. So I think the theory that he was trying to have an anchor baby is incorrect based on what I understand.
He's just a man that wants to create things in this world that he loves, and those are his chilies, his little chillin'. Is there right here?
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
here we are in the article. So I believe this is her
talking about the 19-year-old.
Yeah. She prefers to be on her own and spends a lot of time on the computer, the psychologist wrote. She came across Gariepy while listening to his appearance on the podcast by the Drunken Peasants, the show where alt-right personality Milo Yiannopoulos infamously made comments appearing to defend pedophilia. Yeah, we're just, we're all about
we're on the pulse of
pedophilia on this show.
And ethnostates
and pedophilia and stalking women in game stores, right?
Yep. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We should try and get Anita Sarkeesian on the show.
We should try to get Jesus on the show too while we're at it.
Well, Jesus is
that
a
would
get.
Be so great though.
So you guys can check out the rest of the article. We don't have to go through all of it. You guys have heard most of it before. I'm sure most of you have already read it. At this point, obviously this article was written to paint him in a negative light. There's plenty of things he says that I don't agree with at all, but I'm going to get him on here soon to hear his side of it. He's already talked about it.
I hope he can feel like he can open up to us now this time, and really share his opinion.
He's always been really open. He's always been
That's
really
one thing
open.
I'll say about him. He doesn't hold back. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, like you said, he never mentioned any of this ethno-state white power shit back when he was on the show back in the day, man.
Maybe he hadn't discovered it yet. Maybe it was like a recent discovery. He was like, what would be cool?
Man.
If we had like a white Wakanda.
Is it like? Do you think his autistic ex-girlfriend's Hispanic parents turned him into a? He's like,
He's like, in my ethno state, I could fuck all the autistic women I would like.
I don't know. All right, moving on. Inflated duck lands Russian activist in jail. Don't fuck around in Russia.
Don't duck around.
A St. Petersburg activist has been handed a stint behind bars for displaying an inflated duck from an apartment window during a protest last month. The yellow duck has come to symbolize corruption in Russia after opposition leader Alexei Navalny's high-profile 2016 investigation into Prime Minister Dmitry Medyev's alleged summer home suggested that it included an exclusive home for ducks. Okay,
Holy
so
fuck, man, they're hacking elections. They're fucking making homes for ducks. These fucking Russians, man.
How dare they?
St. Petersburg police detained. Stop throwing these fucking hard to pronounce
Artyom
names.
Goncharenko
On Sunday for showing a giant inflated duck from an apartment window.
During Navalny's election boycott demonstration on January 28, local youth activists said the OVD Info police monitoring group cited Goncharenko's fellow activist Yaroslav Putrov as confirming that police kept Goncharenko overnight because of the inflated duck. The court sentenced Artyom Goncharenko to 25 days for violating public assembly rules, the St. Petersburg court system announced Monday. This is the same government that locked up Pussy Riot, right?
Yeah, Pussy Riot.
Yeah, don't fuck around.
I've seen Pussy Riot do some crazy shit though that they would get arrested for here
in America.
Yeah, they did like a live orgy basically out in public where they were like all having sex and one of them was pregnant. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I remember those reports. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I saw Lenny Kravitz's dick pop out of his skinny jeans one time. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, but he didn't do it on purpose.
No.
It just can't be detained.
It was a massive hog. It just had to bust loose. Navalny, who was charged with violating the same public assembly rules for a brief appearance at the January 28 boycott, has been barred from presidential elections in March due to fraud charges his supporters say are politically motivated. Damn.
Yeah. What a surprise.
Motherfucker got locked up for a rubber ducky.
North Korean cheerleaders caught off guard by fake Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I love this.
Yeah.
So this was in South Korea. Huh. A group of
There's
North Korean
video of this. It's so great.
A group of North Korean cheerleaders were briefly wowed by the apparent sudden arrival of their leader Kim Jong-un at the Winter Olympics ice hockey game on Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah, and here's a picture. Look at all of them. They're freaking out like, oh, we better act like we're very excited. I'll tell you what, it looks a lot like them, though.
Yeah.
Oh, if you actually watch the video, like 100% looks like him, dressed like him. The funny thing is that he's got this really, like, he's got a British accent. So you're seeing Kim Jong-un, and then he opens his mouth, and this voice comes out, and it's just the weirdest thing.
Have you ever heard Kim Jong-un talk?
Yes. No. I'm pretty sure I have.
He has a British accent as well.
Well, when he speaks English?
He went to a college in Sweden.
No way.
You're making shit up.
Google it.
Bullshit.
A Swiss college or something. I don't know. He went to college in a European country. But I doubt he has a fucking accent, European accent. That's a bullshit lie. Some cheerleaders immediately averted their gaze as the impersonator, who later only identified himself as Howard.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Howard. Smiled and waved to crowds who came to watch a unified Korean team play Japan at the Pyeongchang Games. They were playing a good game. They scored 1 goal. As a president, it's all I can ask for, Howard told Reuters shortly after plainclothes officials from South Korea's National Counterterrorism Center moved him away.
By the way, Kim Jong-un, not a president. Not a president. That's not his title. Kim Jong-un's grandfather. Kim Jong-un's grandfather is still the president of North Korea, aside from the fact that he's been dead for like 40 years.
Hey, that's one way to get around assassination.
Yeah, Kim Il-sung.
president. Kim Il Sung.
Eternal president.
Is he a ghost president?
I doubt this guy's gonna live long if fucking the real Kim Jong-un ever gets a hold of him. You see what they did to that dude, that American guy that went to North Korea and he tried to take a painting off the wall and he came back brain dead. Like they finally delivered him back and he was like a vegetable and shit.
Ow.
It's fucked up.
Damn.
Look, he's doing this interview as if he is Kim Jong-un. I mean, I trained them by myself, so of course they're the best in the world.
Sounds like a Trump quote.
Yeah, the only unified team between North and South Koreans at the Olympics was the women's hockey team. It had North and South Korean women hockey players on it.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah. Well, they marched together too, and they were under a united flag and everything. And that's why, because like South Korea is starting to get along with North Korea better now, and I think that had a lot to do with Trump agreeing to talk to Kim Jong-un eventually. And then Ivanka went to the Olympics and sat like right in front of the main military leader of North Korea, who was like in the same box with, it was her and the guy from North Korea and then the president of South Korea and his wife. They were all sitting there together.
Isn't it crazy that Donald Trump's about to bring about world peace?
I'll believe it when I see it. They haven't even actually met yet. That can still fall through too.
I mean, everything says that it will fall
He's
through.
already taken credit for going to Mars, and we haven't done anything to progress going to Mars yet.
2 years from now, we might be in Mars thinking back, damn, we should have never doubted Trump. 2 years.
You are fucking delusional.
It's Trump,
anyway,
man. It's Trump.
He said he was briefly detained inside a police office during Wednesday's match, then politely asked to leave. You know what?
I saw the footage of that detainment. So I saw the footage, and like the funniest thing was that they just didn't know what to do with him. You know, like they're thinking, oh, it's probably not him, but you just don't know. So you see them just like kind of milling around him in just this really confused, concerned way, and nobody wants to really do anything. And eventually they kind of get him outside the building. It's like, yeah, you can go, just don't, you know.
Yeah, the fake Trump is kind of disappointing, but you know what? He almost looks Hispanic. Like his name would be like Howard Sanchez or something like that.
He looks like he's melting.
Well, like I said, the guy's lucky to be alive, man. No, it's crazy, man. Kim Jong-un. They actually, in North Korea, they teach that he's an alien god. Him and his grandfather and his father before him are alien gods. And everybody believes it, man.
So that's what they were drawing earlier in the paranormal segment, was Kim Jong-un in a wig?
Alien gods.
Damn.
Well, see, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks that when you hear the word alien, you automatically think the gray alien with the big bug eyes. But, you know, aliens can look just like us. They can blend right in with us. Humans.
Whenever I hear the word alien, I think of the wall we're building in Mexico.
Oh, yes. That's been underway for a while now, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's almost finished.
Yeah.
Coast to coast wall.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here.
Oh, shit.
Trump says he made up facts in Trudeau meeting. I didn't know he met with Trudeau.
How can you make up facts?
I don't know.
We want to give people the grist for the mill this morning on what supposedly happened with the president at this situation, what he was saying. So here's the transcript from the Washington Post. You will be Trump.
Oh, fantastic.
And I will be Trudeau.
Oh, fantastic. Here we go. Okay. Trudeau came to see me. He's a good guy, Justin. He said,
No. We have no trade deficit with you. We have none. Donald, please.
Trump said, mimicking Trudeau, according to audio obtained by the Washington Post. Nice guy. Good-looking guy. He comes in.
Donald, we have no trade deficit.
He's very proud because everybody else, you know, we're getting killed. He's proud. I said, wrong, Justin. You do. I didn't even know. I had no idea. I just said, you're wrong. You know why? Because we're so stupid. And I thought they were smart. I said, you're wrong, Justin. He said,
nope. We have no trade deficit.
I said, well, in that case.
First of all, never seen the news do this before, where they each read a part.
But this type of shit, you might as well do some dinner theater over this.
Yeah, they might as well act it out like on stage and have costumes and everything.
I feel differently. I said, but I don't believe it. I sent one of our guys out, his guy, my guy. They went out. I said, check. because I can't believe it. Go ahead.
Yeah, you
Well,
do
sir,
a way better.
you're
Trump
actually
impression
right.
than this
Oh,
fucking Ben.
hey, that's me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry. Well, sir, you're actually right. We have no deficit, but that doesn't include energy and timber. And when you do, we lose $17 billion a year. It's incredible.
All right, I feel like I'm in church.
Good
Same.
time. Well, there is nothing like church about what we
Reading
just
of the
read.
passion.
That's why you have to go to church.
That was like economics via Rodney Dangerfield. That was back to school, people.
What we
That
just
was
read
good.
is what takes you to church to ask for forgiveness.
It should.
So, look, we know that the president, when I say we, I mean everybody but the Trump base, knows that the president flagrantly abuses the truth when it suits him. It's
Right.
part of his persuasiveness and maybe his own sense of self-delusion that he needs about what's true and what isn't. But what does it mean for Justin Trudeau to hear that this isn't what the president
You've got
was
a
talking about when
deficit,
they're
I
still
know
at the
it.
table about
I
that?
know it.
Oh,
Go
I think
check.
It's going to mean great things.
Go check and make sure. I don't believe you.
Hold on. Send them out. We need to Google this.
Going to really help build trust in that NAFTA negotiation. It's not just that the president is bragging about lying, right? This is part of the Manhattan real estate developer persona, right? You know, I'm gonna just sort of riff here and
Insults
see
of
how
all
much I
real
can
estate
get.
developers in Manhattan
do you
and
think-
elsewhere.
And
Do you think Trump is so used to bragging about lying that he never even actually grabbed a girl by the pussy? And he was just lying about that, and he lied himself into like a groper's world. He's not actually a groper. He was just wishing he was. He was just lying about
Could
it.
have been exaggerated. Could have been trying to drum up more, drama as being an outrageous guy at the time. Could have just been a pussy grabber. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
No, due apologies, but it also is the personal disrespect he's showing Justin Trudeau. That he's basically paying him off as, a good-looking guy who I just blatantly lied to, and I'm such a genius that I was proven right. That is most times, look, presidential words matter. This is basic, and they do not matter to President Trump. And what's more,
White guys fought on my face matters.
he brags about lying.
Okay, I see it differently.
Go on.
I see this as the best window yet we have into
What's he
his
eating?
style and
He's
belief
just having some
that
chips.
He doesn't really care about the details or the facts. They don't matter. He runs with a hunch. So he has a feeling about something. I feel that you're screwing me over. I don't need the facts. I don't need to know the details or the numbers. I feel that way. So he runs with it. And ever since...
How often do people on CNN just start eating on the air? I mean, I know we've done it here, but we're not as, big of a... We're not a big operation
And
like
most
CNN.
of us here are fat fucks, so this guy's not a fat fuck.
This is what happens. This is what happens when Trump meets Trudeau. What's going to happen if he actually does meet Kim Jong-un?
He'll be like, I don't believe you.
Kim Jong-un said he had nukes, and I said, I don't believe you, and then he whipped
Show
them
me.
out. Then we played 3-point shootout with Dennis Rodman. It was beautiful.
Show that facts are for intellectuals. He'll go with feelings every day of the week. As a politician, he'll go with feelings every day of the week. That is what President Trump agrees with and what he relies on.
Doesn't that say something? Because Newt Gingrich himself considers himself the ultimate intellectual, right? For somebody to say that he would go for feelings.
He's a chameleon.
Right. I mean, here's the thing about Donald Trump. We know that he lies. And I'm sorry, for you out there that I was watching right now that don't think that Donald Trump is lying, then that's a bigger problem than him actually lying.
How is that a bigger problem? The president should not actually be lying. The people should be fooled, right? The masses are constantly being fooled. Before Trump was openly making stupid lies, the people were being fooled for decades, if not centuries. The president bold-faced lying and the media being such a fucking mass of misinformation that we can't refute it because both sides are playing into the ideas rather than the actual fucking facts. That's the big problem. It's not the fucking dumbasses at home that'll eat it up. It's you motherfuckers that magnify little shit to make your fucking agenda look like the big next news story.
I just find it amazing how low he's brought the bar, that we're at a point where CNN can just say, he's definitely lying. He's a known liar. And it's just a nothing thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just all this shit that any half-decent president would have been in crap for years ago is just a nothing.
It's a
Nothing
talking
event.
point. This guy can eat a fucking waffle over while drinking his coffee, his morning coffee.
Apparently. Yeah.
Is that level of disrespect. It's the idea that Donald Trump would go out and be so careless and reckless with his words to talk about another leader. Not that he talked about another leader to perhaps a small group of his, folks that he's very close with or his advisors, but the fact that he did it to a very large group, and he knew very well that would get out.
And look, again, he can come out and say he didn't say it, we have it wrong.
I didn't say
it was
it.
recorded
You're wrong.
and transcribed. Now, there
Didn't
happens to
say
be a threading of these two ideas. When Newt was talking to you, he was talking about the art of persuasion and working people in an election. That I'll go with feeling over fact because people often vote on that.
Sure.
Fair point. This, however, is the second part of the adage, you campaign in poetry, or BS in this standpoint, and then you govern in prose.
Everyone campaigns in BS. Everyone. Because Obama, he said he was going to close Guantanamo. Still open. You know, I mean, there's
He
so much.
planned on doing
George
it, right?
Bush Sr. said no new taxes, and there was all kinds of new taxes.
Ronald Reagan said he was going to let everybody fuck Nancy Reagan once he got in.
George Bush Jr. said he wasn't into nation building, and then spent the majority of his presidency rebuilding Iraq. So there you go. There's all kinds of bullshit going on.
Bill Clinton said he didn't bust a fat fucking load on Monica Lewinsky's dress.
He didn't say that. He
Oh.
said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. And then later on, he said, that depends on what your definition of the word is.
Oh, you know he fucked that pussy.
I love
too.
that.
You know he plowed that pussy and he just got caught with the little cummies.
When you're questioning the definition of the word is and you're using the word is in the same sentence, that's 4D chess right there.
That's adult checkers.
I think he
If it
can
was
just
only
come
the
out straight
cigar.
and just say it. Like, yep, I fucked her. That's my jizz on her dress. Thank you. Sorry.
I think he was more embarrassed.
Yeah.
I didn't need you guys to know I fuck fatties. You already knew I fuck tomboys with Killary. I got a weird fetish. I just like to hump things.
There was
that
also
stink.
Linda Tripp. Who
she was a dog-faced
Yeah,
gremlin.
that was another one. You
Holy
see?
shit. Did he fuck her?
Or I think he tried to at least.
I thought she was the one that told on Monica Lewinsky publicly.
You know
She
what?
was
I
the
think you're right.
whistleblower.
There was another woman though that came out.
Monica was the dick blower. Linda Tripp was the whistleblower.
There was another one though that came out that said he came after her while he was the governor, and she was really unattractive too.
Wasn't she on like a WWE pay-per-view because of it too?
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember who you're talking about. I cannot remember her name.
Yeah.
These thoughts ain't loyal. They're not going to go down in the annals of history. If you go around sucking presidential dick, don't expect to be around in 20 years.
That's why now Stormy Daniels wants to out of her fucking contract, because she sees dollar signs. She can write a book about this shit and people will buy it. You know?
Yeah.
So not only does she walk away with the money they paid her to shut up, and who knows if he paid her to fuck him too, you know?
I hope he did.
She's a porn star too.
He's a
and-
rich man.
Yeah.
He should pay for it just because he's got it. Chuck, if you got money, chucking a couple bucks at a woman.
Imagine
banger,
that. She could
come
write
on.
a book about the seated president.
Yeah.
You know,
she could talk all about his pee-pee. She can compare it to if it looks like a Cheeto, or if it looks like a carrot, or if it looks like a fucking tentacle prosthetic arm. We don't know, but we want to know.
She sees the money in that.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
She should do like OJ did and be like, if I fucked the president. Like when he made that "If I Killed My Wife" book.
Yeah, you know, Evan sent this to me, so I guess we should watch it. It's O.J. Simpson discusses murders in interview.
Oh no!
Oh, is this the one where he does a hypothesis of there was one I watched very recently where it's basically like, if I had killed her hypothetically, this is how I would have done it.
He
Oh my
wrote
God,
a
it's so
book.
horrible.
He wrote a book called "If I Did It," but the thing is that he lost a civil lawsuit to the families of the murder victims. So when the book started selling, they ended up keeping all the sales money from it, and he didn't get any of it. And then he went to prison shortly after.
Didn't he go to prison for trying to steal his own shit? Because they sold it off at auction.
I don't know if he sold it. It may have actually been stolen, but even so, you can't kidnap people and hold them at gunpoint because they stole shit from you. So
Well, just check this shit out. This is way more than just a hypothetical. Look at
also
how
super
OJ
creepy.
presents it.
It's so
O.J.
fucking creepy.
Simpson's
He like
ex-
laughs through a lot of it. It's so fucking creepy.
His wife Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman. Brian Todd is here. Brian, this comes from a newly released interview with O.J. Simpson himself.
That's right, Wolf. The only time Simpson has ever given an interview about the murders. To say it's bizarre is an understatement. Simpson seems to play off those strange theories on the internet about a possible accomplice, and in several instances, he seems to not take the two murders very seriously. O.J. Simpson laughs repeatedly. He laughs when he says how hard it is to talk about his ex-wife's horrific murder. He laughs when he mentions Charlie. A mysterious friend.
It
who's
could
not
be an
been
uncomfortable laugh. Some people laugh out of anxiety and nervousness.
Yeah, I've done
Could
nervous
be,
laughing.
Matched to any real person who Simpson says came with him to the murder scene. Here's how he describes the crucial moments of June 12, 1994, an account which he repeatedly insists is hypothetical.
As things got heated, I just remember Nicole fell and hurt herself. And this guy kind of got into a karate thing. And I said, well, you think you can kick my ass? And I remember I grabbed a knife. I do remember that portion, taking a knife from Charlie. And to be honest, after that, I don't remember, except I'm standing there and it's...
Simpson infers he blacked out and laughs bizarrely.
I hate to say this, but this is hypothetical. I'm sorry. I know we got to back up again.
And he says he was standing in blood.
I don't think any two people could be...
Okay. They're saying that this was him retelling it in a hypothetical scenario.
Yes, that's what he says it was.
So he was going through if I did it.
This was
scenario.
12 years ago. This is an interview from 12 years ago.
Like with the interviewer, the girl interviewing him, that but it's hypothetical. Like several times she asks him very like leading questions that suggest that he did do it, and he brings it right back to, but it like theory.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He can't be tried for it again. You can't be tried for the same
Double
crime.
indemnity, is that what it's
Double
called?
jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say how obvious it is he didn't do it, because even in his hypothetical retelling of the story, which isn't real, it's hypothetical. Even there, he blacks out and can't see himself killing them.
Oh, by the way, someone said it was Paula Jones was the other woman. Yeah.
And well, look, I'll agree with you that some people do laugh when they're nervous, but like, is it me or do his laughs just like not look that way?
Yeah,
I think they're cool.
What kind
laughs.
of sociopath or psychopath do you have to be to make a book that hypothetically, step by step, talks about how you would murder your fucking ex-wife or whatever the case may be?
ICP does it. Eminem does it in rap.
Well, the thing is that even if you haven't killed, even if you're accused but you didn't do it, at some point you had some emotional connection to this person. You cared about them enough to marry them, and so to keep profiting off their, frankly, really brutal death years later, just normal people don't usually do that.
Well, he's not a normal person. He's one of the best NFL players.
I'll tell you what. Before this shit. Very few athletes, especially of his caliber. He's one of the greatest football players ever.
Yeah.
Very few athletes make the transition from being one of the greatest football players ever to being
one of the greatest actors.
Well,
ever.
he wasn't one of the greatest actors, but he became a celebrity.
Yeah.
And a spokesman. He did like Hertz
Isotoner
Rent-A-Car.
gloves? Wasn't that the one he did it for?
He did Hertz Rent-A-Car.
Hertz.
I don't know about the other ones, but that was one of the things he did. Yeah, and he did the Naked Gun movies. I think he was doing like commentary too. His public persona was that of a very nice guy.
Yeah, he was an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And this is where it's not fair, because if Chris Benoit hadn't have killed himself,
where is this going?
Would we have maybe had a Chris Benoit trial that rivaled the OJ trial?
No.
And maybe Chris Benoit
No.
could be on the news right now talking about if he did it.
Chris Benoit was not even close to the caliber that OJ was at.
That's true.
Yep.
They were without everybody being covered in blood.
The idea that O.J. Simpson is still toying with people, spinning out theories, including incriminating ones, is so repulsive and is so horrible to the victims' families.
It's all part of Fox's show called The Lost Confession, the only interview Simpson's ever given about the murders of his ex-wife Nicole and Ron
Wonder how much he got
Goldman.
paid for that.
It may never have really been lost, although Fox claims to have recently discovered it. Fox shelved the 2006 interview following a public outcry.
But Billy,
It
you
was
gotta
originally
admit, he sounds pretty fucking into it when he's recounting those events, man. I mean, you could see him being all pissed. He thinks this girl's fucking this dude, and he's you know, the dude gets in a karate move and shit, so he goes psycho.
Even if I was 100% guilty and I was accused of this crime and found not guilty, you would never hear me talk about it ever again.
Well, a lot of criminals brag about their exploits in prison even after they've been
You
charged
count
with
your
it.
lucky fucking stars and you stay out of the public eye and you never fucking talk about
That's
it
because
again.
you don't have a killer mentality like OJ, dude. He was NFL superstar, celebrity, murderer.
Even if I was innocent and I was accused of it and got, because I mean, like, there's still a chance you can get convicted of a crime you didn't commit. You do life in prison for double homicide, premeditated. You know,
I think it's pretty obvious OJ did it. Even
sure, but I'm saying hypothetically, I would walk away from it. You know, he's trying to maintain he was innocent still. I would walk away from it. It proves he's like an egomaniac. He was probably strapped for money too.
Yeah.
I think he does get like an NFL's pension though, which is pretty good.
Supposed to be part
I
of a
absolutely
promotion for
believe that he
Simpson's.
killed her. I mean, you just listen to the details when he's just like, oh, and I got to that, and she tripped and hurt herself. Is that like when you punched her? You know, like some of the details are so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then why'd you black out? It like
You know,
you can't just ask a black person why they blacked out.
Somebody
That's
said
racist.
Somebody said
shit.
that OJ won playing the race card, and that is true to an extent. The funny
yeah.
thing about that is that prior to this trial, if you looked into OJ's personal life, he hardly associated with any other black people in his personal life at all.
but he took full advantage of that sympathetic part of
yeah.
it.
The woman
there's
he
still
killed-
tons of black people that refuse to believe that he's guilty even now.
And around that same time, the LA riots had happened, so there was a ton of racial tension going on. And yeah, I mean,
he may not have been with a lot of people of color, but the woman he killed, his wife, her last name was Brown. He should get points for that.
I knew by the way you were looking at me that a dumb joke was coming along.
Book, If I Did It. Christopher Darden, the former prosecutor who was part of the team which infamously lost the Simpson murder case, was part of Fox's panel.
I think he's confessed to murder. He may try and describe
Christopher
it as a
Darden.
hypothetical, but of course...
Yeah, the crazy thing is, like, the prosecutor, the two prosecutors that prosecuted OJ they spent so much time together, and they ended up in a relationship after the trial.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if they're still together, but they even though it's weird seeing Cuba Gooding Jr. playing OJ, I recommend watching the OJ thing with Cuba Gooding Jr. It's actually really good.
I almost started watching that because Martin Shkreli was watching it when I was hanging out with him, and he was like, dude, this is the best show. And I never watched it, partially because I didn't want any spoilers.
You know what? They portray OJ as a bumbling fool. But I'll tell you what, they stay totally neutral about whether or not he did it.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard he tried to kill himself in Kim Kardashian's bedroom. in the
they
show?
found a retarded way to work Kim Kardashian into it. Kim Kardashian was a little kid when that shit happened. I doubt she had much to do with it, but yeah, they had to find a way to put her in the fucking story, which was my least favorite part of
Really?
it. Thanks for reminding me.
I did this.
Well, there are
I
rumors
felt
that
yes.
Khloe Kardashian is OJ's daughter, his illegitimate daughter.
Yeah, I've heard of that. There's ways of proving that. I mean, he has children that are alive, or like family members. I don't know if he has like a brother or if either of his parents are still alive, but yeah, there's ways of testing that.
How are all the other sisters super fucking hot, but Chloe looks like a linebacker?
That's because she. Well, that's because she wasn't. They have a different father. I mean, that doesn't. And
OJ?
I don't know. I don't know who her father was.
I think Charlie is OJ. This is no hypothetical. This is reality.
Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
But is there any legal action Simpson?
See Johnny Cochran, he's like, yeah, dude. Johnny Cochran also defended Michael Jackson in one of those pedophilia trials too. So,
he only defends innocent people.
Well, it's funny because he defends Michael Jackson, the whitest black dude in history. Another black dude that hardly ever associated with other black people besides his family.
Doesn't matter if you're black or white. He hung out with Webster
in the 80s when he was black.
Huh.
He used to hang out with Prince too back in the day.
Stephen Finn with that big Patreon.
Oh, Stephen Finn. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Stephen Finn's coming on the show. Like he's a Patreon guest and everything today.
Nice.
I guess he'll message me when he's ready. But yes, Stephen Finn, thanks. Damn, that's awesome. You know what? That brings us so much closer to our goal now.
To go to Las Vegas this weekend?
No.
Oh.
No, because that was Patreon.
Oh.
Not Streamlabs, and we haven't even gotten close to 4,000. We haven't even gotten 500. Or no, we're just over 500. But no, our goal, like, we're going to make a basic DP website once we get to 4,500. I've already registered the domain and everything.
Do, like, dildo shows on it? Like Chatterbait?
Are you going to let me keep talking about the website? You're going to keep bringing up pointless garbage,
Oh,
Billy.
my God. I don't think it's pointless. The fans need to know.
No dildos.
Okay.
You should start doing them. They'll start sending them to you for free. I know. I did a dildo review, and then I got a bunch for free in the mail.
People have sent us dildos before.
Yeah.
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 Is that the Trump dildo came from a fan?
Yeah. That's one of the few.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so more OJ.
Still face?
There is absolutely no legal recourse against O.J. Simpson at this point. Double jeopardy prevents another criminal trial. There already is.
You know, the funny thing is that even though he was found not guilty in the criminal trial, he was found at fault for their deaths in the civil trial.
Yeah.
Which is basically the same thing, only one is, a civil penalty.
Being at fault means he could have left the door unlocked and been like, "Hey, Charlie,
no.
Hey, Charlie, we got a white woman in here and some guy that knows karate. You want to come in here and hang out with them? Maybe take a knife to their throat?"
A multi-million-dollar civil judgment against him, which he has avoided to a great extent paying.
Fox says Simpson didn't get paid for this interview, but the fascination with this case endures. Fox's interview follows widely viewed.
He didn't get paid for it? Then why the hell did he do it?
Because he was probably trying to promote the book.
Drama series, The People
Here it
of
is.
O.J. Simpson.
And him trying to escape in his Bronco too. That wasn't suspicious.
I remember watching that live on TV. I thought he was going to blow his brains out.
Yeah.
That's what, because he was running from the cops. He was, you know what? He's so dumb because he wasn't going to get away. And if he wouldn't have tried to run, they probably would have let him stay at home during the trial. But because he tried to run, he was in prison during the entire trial.
He had just lost his wife. Like, there's a
I don't
lot
give a
going through
shit.
his mind, man.
I mean, he should have been going to a psychiatrist then.
Maybe he was driving there.
In the interview, Simpson, as always, shows no lack of self-pity.
And it's almost like they killed me. Who I was attacked and murdered.
Oh.
The Goldman
God,
and
it's all
Brown
about
families
him,
had
though.
opposed the airing of this interview when it was first scheduled to air in 2006 because they didn't want O.J. Simpson making money off the murder.
I mean, not only are the circumstances surrounding the murder all pointing to him, but there was also a proven history of him beating the shit out of her multiple times. So
He looks
it's not
good,
too
though.
far of a stretch.
They look good as a couple.
It's not too far of a stretch to assume that. Oh yeah. Hard to interrupt me now, isn't it, Billy? Yeah, to assume that he killed her too.
Guy's a total narcissist, honestly.
I knew you were
Just
going to
your
do that.
atypical
He is a total
narcissist.
narcissist, isn't he? Muting my mic like that, motherfucker.
That is not what I meant.
Hey, what can I say?
But in a statement just obtained by CNN, an attorney for Fred Goldman said the family now welcomes the airing of the interview because everyone can now make their own judgments. Wolf?
Brian, in the interview, Simpson also reverts to his tactic of criticizing his ex-wife, Nicole, right?
That's right, Wolf. He refers to Nicole being physical and violent with him during their marriage.
Did you see the size difference between the two of them? One of them is an NFL football Hall of Famer, and the other one is a small, skinny woman.
Whoa! Please don't make this a feminist agenda, Ben. Trying to talk down the power of a woman.
Sexist, man.
Yeah.
Are you saying that men can't be abused, Ben? Is that what
She's
you're saying?
every bit as strong as O.J. Simpson. You know a woman who won a decathlon in the men's Olympics, Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah.
It was Bruce at the time.
And let's
Definitely.
see OJ try to give birth to a baby. Let's see if he can go through that shit, man.
I think he's doing that in
think
this
you're
interview
there.
right now.
He often talks about how after they split up, she was associating with some unsavory characters, having wild parties, and that the only reason
he's not an unsavory. The guy that was beating her up isn't an unsavory
he kept
character.
coming to her house
She was
to stop that
gangbanging.
behavior and protect his children. That's a theme throughout this.
He just
Brian
wants to
Todd
protect the
reporting.
kids.
Brian, thanks.
Wow. Okay.
Fucker. That's crazy. But nobody cares anymore. Nobody gives a fuck these days, man. They'll find out OJ did it and they just don't give a shit. So they'll just swipe next to the next story on their fucking iPads and zombie out.
Well, I mean, this is something that happened over 25 years ago. Are we talking a quarter century ago? And we're still talking about
I
it?
was a freshman in high school when they announced the verdict. I think I was in the 8th grade when the trial started. So that would have been like 1994.
I was a 7th grader, and I remember when they announced it, I had a fresh little spray thing of Banaka, and I was sitting there during the announcement trying to get like 100 sprays in my mouth because all the kids were watching. I was taking the attention away from it. I had like 100 sprays of Banaka and my face burnt up.
Oh, you were that kid.
Fuck yeah, dude. I used to drink out of puddles too. I was built for this shit.
I heard everybody thought you could get drunk off of Banaka back in 3rd grade, man.
It just burnt my mouth up. That's all it did.
Yeah, see, I believe this story 100% because this is like the epitome of what Billy does. Something topical and interesting is happening, and Billy does some stupid bullshit to distract from it.
Fuck yeah.
Yes!
Fuck yeah.
Yes, I totally...
Fuck yeah.
At first I was like, this story's dumb. That didn't happen. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
You're on the wrong side of history, Ben. I'm on the right side with my spray can of Banaka.
Banaka. Does that shit even still exist?
I don't know if it does. I would buy a thing right now, and I if it does exist, I'll have some next episode. I'll be like every 12 minutes.
What do you be like again? Oh, for those of you who weren't here when we announced this earlier, if you're not a patron, become a patron now so you can catch not only the commentary that we just recorded today that will be out later tonight when we're done with this show. You can also catch the Out on the Town segment that we're going to be filming soon. There's probably going to be some crazy shit going on there, almost definitely. And then we're doing our Discord hangout and the private show coming up on the 31st of March. So you have time, just sign up. $5 gets you the private show in the Discord. $10 gets you all that and more. Double the stuff, basically.
All that and more.
So check it out, and it really helps the show, like, tremendously. It helps the show continue to go. So
Also, come and follow me on Twitch if you love tits, because if you don't, you're
yes. Yeah, and you know what? A lot of times when people come to the DP or my personal Twitch, I'm hosting you already because you're on there all the time.
I host you, man. You should come on over full time with DP.
Yeah,
come on over.
I mean, here's the thing: our fan base hates Twitch. They hate it.
Just force them. They'll do whatever you say. They love you.
I don't know, because there was a time where we got a bullshit strike and we were down for a few weeks, and we were streaming on Twitch specifically, and it worked good. I think the problem, the main complaint I get is that it lags for a lot of people, and I don't really know why.
It depends on like what video, like what resolution you're streaming out at. Like if you've got your thing set to 1920 by 1080 and you don't downscale it to like 720 or something, then yeah, you're gonna have an issue. And with the
yeah, we do stream at 1080, but yeah,
that's one big reason that happens.
I had no idea.
I brought mine down to 720 like downscale, and it like fixed everything like that. So.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Speaking of that, if you guys want to do something cool for St. Patty's Day, check out my channel tomorrow night. Be doing a big Evan LeFavor live stream.
You know what? I haven't drank. As everyone who knows me knows, I love the drink. Okay? But I haven't drank in like weeks now. And tomorrow...
Since the drinking contest, man?
No.
He's had a drink since then.
Little bit after that, but not too long after that. Like the last time I really drank was in Portland. Yeah. And then I've had 0 drinks since then.
When
and
you
now
trying to cut back or something?
Yeah. And but tomorrow the all bets are off for drinking. I am going to be
Billy
drinking.
hasn't gotten you on this keto diet, has he?
I have.
I am doing mostly keto.
Yeah, mostly keto.
Yeah.
He's keto adjacent.
Nice.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
he cooked up some brats today, being a little sausage boy. Very proud of Benjamin.
I'm gonna bring this this guy on here. He's one of our patrons. He's $100 patron, so that's part of his thing.
Nice.
That he gets to come on the show. So I'm just gonna. I have to set up everyone's fucking camera again, really quick here. Because Skype is.
Live technical support.
Oh shit! It moved. All right.
Oh.
So what's up, guy? This guy's a Michigani, by the way.
Michigani?
Yeah.
Hey,
So
not proud Michigani, man.
whoa.
Am I loud as fuck?
So what's up? How's it been going? Like, we're gonna have you on for the next segment here.
Awesome.
While we're setting up, is there anything you'd like to do, say, shill or push out while we set up this segment? Anything?
Well, last time I was on Soapbox, I shilled my my airsoft group. So I guess I'll do that again. We fucking sling plastic at each other. We got some World War II uniforms in Southeast Michigan. You check us out on Facebook. It's called like Axis and Allies World War II Airsoft.
You know what? In Michigan, airsoft is just code for NAMBLA meeting. Actually,
you know, up until
code for MRA meeting, dude.
Up until the mid '90s, NAMBLA was a part of the LGBT movement.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Real?
It wasn't
No
until the
way.
mid '90s where they kicked him out, and that's where I think it's unfair that Kevin Spacey, who got accused of doing something in the '80s, in the '80s, this is 10 years before LGBT kicked out NAMBLA. Look it up in the mid '90s.
He's got a fucking point.
I think this is terribly unfair. And if
I knew he was a NAMBLA member when we brought him on, and now he's saying, "Yeah, he's got a point."
And
Definite NAMBLA member.
If JF can't have sex with a girl because her emotional maturity is 10 to 11 years old, yet Kevin Spacey's getting outed for a boy that made his way into a Hollywood party. He was a young man that grew up to be a fine actor. He must have had the emotional maturity of a 35-year-old at that point. This just doesn't add up.
It all depends on the mental capacity. Like fuck age.
You know who that kid was? He was in that movie Adventures in Babysitting. Now that was a good fucking movie.
Was he?
He was one of the rent boys.
I remember that. It sounds like a terrible movie. I'm sorry, Evan.
It's not that
that's
bad.
Classic '80s.
There's like a Thor character in it.
Adventures in Babysitting has Thor in it.
I am.
That's like the first Thor movie, man.
Enlightened to be in your presence, Evan. You're my God. I love you.
Wow.
My God is an
Hey, dude,
awesome
I'm a
God. He
proud
reigns. Because Evan is God above.
Looks like this show's going to run a little longer than usual, too. We're going to get to the next segment. I'm just a perfectionist, and I have to fix GDR's fucking thing.
So what's it feel like, man? You're on the Drunken Peasants.
He's been on before.
This here. Oh shit.
He has.
I thought we were popping his cherry here tonight.
He's got the shirt, and I saw the poster on his wall, too. That's pretty awesome.
I was looking for my Drunken Peasant Save My Life shirt, but I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it in time.
That one was in response to something Onision said, where he was like, "You know, a lot of people have contacted me and said that I
remember.
saved their life." So,
And you need to develop a DP shirt that like allows for like massive cleavage, and then I'll buy it and I'll wear it on the show.
I wish Teespring had one like that, like a booby shirt category. I don't know.
Shirt?
Yeah.
Maybe you could just get a
I mean,
Drunken
it's either
Peasants
that or I
towel.
buy like a regular one and just cut out a window.
Yeah, just cut out a window.
Yeah.
Maybe even put plexiglass so you can't get like shot. Like a little
One of those plexiglass salad bar guards.
Give it like
to
a
keep
real
the-
sci-fi clothing look to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be like an alien.
How about we just wrap you in duct tape and saran wrap?
All right, we're gonna move on to crazy people.
Yeah.
Oh, living Hashtag we were there.
It's not as scary as Brett's used to be.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, with a weird manatee floating around on the screen.
Yeah.
A bit more disheartening.
Here's Gloria Copeland. I believe that's Kenneth Copeland's wife. Says you don't need a flu shot because Jesus himself will cure the flu or something like that.
Well, listen,
He's gonna inject you?
We don't have a flu season. We've got a duck season, a deer season, but we don't have a flu season.
They're totally different.
You.
Two are in relation to hunting, and the other two are in relation to public health.
Dude, we are having one of the worst flus in Canada right now ever. And like within the last 10 years or so, it killed upward of like 80 some elderly people. And worse in 10 years. And I just got over it. Probably the sickest I've been my entire life. Like 2 or 3 weeks.
We had a bad
Just
flu
worse.
season here in the States, and it killed like, I think at least a dozen like young kids.
Yeah, it's true. In the States.
As G-Man would say, there's no Christian children with the flu. Flu shot or not.
That's true.
As long as they got the
Bring the
Bible.
flu away.
And don't receive it when somebody threatens you with everybody's getting the flu. We've already had our shot. He bore our sicknesses and carried our diseases. That's
Fuck.
what we stand on. And by
Does the
his
Bible say that?
stripes, we were healed. If you've already got the flu, I'm going to pray for you right now. Father, I pray for every person that
You know how
has
the Bible
symptoms
says
of
Jesus
flu.
saves? I don't recall it ever saying Jesus immunizes.
I think it does.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Psalm
A while since I read it.
641.
That was actually a misprint. It's actually Jesus shaves. So a lot of the representations of Jesus with a beard, those are inaccurate.
It's all false news. Alternative facts.
Yeah, I would have known, man.
Jesus shaves.
I thought it was
I'm
Jesus
asking you, Lord, by
slaves.
your supernatural power, to heal them now from the top of their head to
Supernatural
the
power.
soles of their feet. Flu, I bind you off of the people in the name of Jesus. Jesus
What?
himself gave us the flu shot. He redeemed us from the curse of flu.
This is fucking
And we
nuts.
receive it and we take it and we are healed by his stripes. Amen. You know, the Bible says he himself bore our sicknesses and carried our diseases.
See, I try so hard when I hear someone with this kind of accent not to assume that they're a total dumbass. But I hear this all the time.
You know, she's actually got the emotional. She has the emotional maturity of a 10 to 11-year-old.
I don't think she does, but she has.
Has JF tried to impregnate her recently, or?
She's white.
Yeah, she's not Hispanic, so that's a plus.
By his stripes, we were healed. When we were healed, we are healed. So get on the word, stay on the word, and if you say, well, I don't have any symptoms of the flu, well, great, that's the way it's supposed to be. Just keep saying that. I'll never have the flu. I'll never have the flu.
I'll never
As
have
a
the
medical
flu.
professional, I just like to recommend that if you do develop cancer at any stage in your life, simply pray it away.
I mean, honestly, if you believe that you can pray the cancer away, you should pray it away. Go for it.
Inoculate
Population
yourself
control.
with the word of God. He himself bore my sicknesses, carried my diseases, and by his stripes, I was
How do you know?
healed.
I thought he died
am
for your
healed.
sins, not your fucking sickness.
And Jesus is Lord. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hell yeah. Woo.
That's just disgusting. There needs to be a Christian watch group of Christians that go and attack these fucking broads with platforms that, not just broads, the dumbass motherfuckers too. Every fucking idiot, they need to be policed by their own.
Do you know who made Right Wing Watch? You see this. We play a lot of these videos on our show.
Yeah.
Right Wing Watch, which is kind of hard to
That's like
say.
the very beginning.
Right Wing Watch, Right Wing Watch, Right Wing Watch, Right Wing Watch.
Right
You
wing
try.
watch, right wing 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 watch.
Already
right
fucked
wing-
it up.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sounds like
You
I
said
said
White Wing.
Right wing watch, right wing watch, right wing watch, right wing watch. Fuck you,
Right Wing
Benjamin.
Watch, Right Wing Watch, Right Wing Watch, Right Wing Watch, Right Wing Watch.
Right wing watch, right.
Sorry.
I can't do that.
Yeah, it's hard. Anyway, someone who has been on our show before and we're all familiar with on YouTube finally made Right Wing Watch just recently, which is funny.
Oh,
here it is.
This is the story I was telling. The condom was too tight, like it was hurting my dick, and she was drunk.
And this is called YouTuber beloved by alt-right brags about sexually assaulting a drunk woman, is what this is called. And it's Andy Warski.
So during the sex, I pulled my dick out. And
Maybe
I
you were
pulled
just in the wrong
condom off.
hole.
No, I pulled the condom off. No, it was like I didn't get the proper fucking Trojan ones that I usually get. It was some random gas station ones that were so tight. I'm like, this is like Asian fit.
What? He said the small condoms are Asian fit. Did you hear that?
So I mean, are they basing this rape claim purely on the fact that he mentioned the girl was drunk? Because I mean, I've been drunk, but I still had enough in me to consent to getting fucked.
I
You know
haven't
what I'm
seen
saying?
this. I imagine it's leading to the fact that he took the condom off and then barebacked without her permission. I'm imagining that's where this is heading.
Let's see.
Yeah, it was like Asian fit or something.
Buying condoms
I
from
roll it off.
Chinatown.
Yeah, and then I fuck her without the condom on. But I was hammered. Like I pulled it off, and then she was mad at me after. She's like, "What the fuck? You pulled off the condom and fuck." Yeah, sorry. I pulled out and everything. And then I was like, next day, I'm like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" And I went to the fucking walking clinic.
I went to the clinic. I thought he said he's gonna go to the police.
Yeah, stealthing is illegal now.
That was probably 2000.
Say over 7 years.
Yeah.
He's say over 7 years. Quick.
Will they call it stealthing?
Stealthing is illegal now. Is stealthing? Oh my
I wasn't
God.
familiar with the term.
It's where you slip the condom off.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the term for
What
it.
if
But
the
yeah,
condom
it should be
falls
illegal. It should be illegal. If both
Absolutely
parties
illegal. I mean, like
Yeah.
that seems like a really good way for somebody to pass on an STD if they're fucing
or
piece
get
of shit.
pregnant.
Yeah, like
Or get
HPV
pregnant.
or something.
Yeah.
If the condom don't fit, you must quit.
OJ didn't do it. He just had an Asian condom.
2009 probably.
Okay, that's solid. Because after
2000
that became rape.
That's now rape. I'm just making sure the statute of limitations has passed, my friend.
That's now rape.
We ended up fucking.
Let's just cover your ass. Let's just cover your ass and say it was over 7 years ago. Let's not openly say don't do this. This is rape. Let's just say we're gonna protect you after
Dude, it was
fucking
probably
admitting
like
to it.
7 days ago.
God.
Yeah, it's funny because they were all like, say 7 years, say 7 years, because you just admitted to doing it in a live stream. I guess they're just running away with it.
He's 7 years. How did you know how old she was?
Doesn't matter to hashtag me too. You could have you could look what happened as he's in. Sorry, dick in this bitch's mouth.
Fair enough. But I was 20. I was probably 20. So that's 8 years or 19. I was like late teens.
He keeps pushing it back.
Late teens.
Good.
What, you've never pulled off a condom halfway through?
No, I've never. I wouldn't.
You have to announce it, dude. Like, you basically have to announce it. But yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I know, the ins and outs of this situation.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to condemn him, but yeah, you're not supposed to do that shit.
It's very funny that the way they're reacting to it, though. Live here saying, hey, dude, you raped her.
Yeah,
Please say you
if
did
they
this.
were his friends, they probably should have just shut up about it, and it probably wouldn't have drawn attention to it. Is what they should have
Hey,
done.
how about we just change the subject real quick right now?
Yeah, instead of being like, "Hey, actually, we need you to because you raped her, dude."
Say it was
It's on
over 7 years.
Live. They hardly ever change subjects.
They should have just moved on to something else.
I like how quickly they were like, dude, say 7 years. They were on that shit, too. Like 7 years ago was when the law was put into place. If it was before then, then you can legally...
Like, don't even bring up the R word, okay?
Yeah.
No, man, that's like asking me if I've ever been struck by. What's it like being struck by lightning? I'm like, I've never been struck by lightning. I wouldn't know.
What?
Like banging a few times after that.
I never lived in a condominium, Andy.
Well, I thought this in my head because I was like scared because she was a hoe, right? But I was like, look, if I have something, like I'm waiting for the fucking letter, right? So I might as well just keep doing it because if I have something, I have it.
All right, so I fucked a girl while I was drunk, and I took off the condom without her permission, but I'm the victim because she was a hoe.
I love that logic. He's like, well, if I do have something, I already have it, so I might as well just keep banging her.
Yeah.
Is this legitimately on Right Wing Watch, or is this just?
Yeah.
It was
because it's the Kumite is the hot wing or the
hot wing. What are you thinking?
The hotbed for right wing commentary right now.
That's a fat guy Freudian
hot
slip.
wings. I love them.
Someone's going to B-dubs after this.
Going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Man, I wish
Buffalo right wings.
Buffalo right wings.
That's where
someone somebody has to do that. Someone has to make that into like a new logo.
Buffalo right
But
wings.
yeah, dude, B-dubs. There's he knows B-dubs because he lives in Michigan. Because like they're all over in that area. But the thing is, like, there's only a few here, and the closest one to here is like downtown Seattle.
Is there? I don't know if there. I don't know where there is one other than
There's one
north
like
of Seattle and Linwood.
There's one in downtown Seattle, like kind of near the Game Works down there.
Buffalo Wild Wings is garbage, though. That's like what Midwesterners eat.
Well, here's the thing: Buffalo Wild Wings was created by people from Buffalo that moved to Ohio. They were going
but
to
then
OSU.
it was bastardized, like into
it's a
some
national chain now.
Yeah, everything gets
I really
ruined
like
after
this
a while.
idea though for the right wing Buffalo
right wings.
Buffalo right wings.
We could just only serve the right wing of the chicken.
It used to be called BW3s back in the day.
BW3.
Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings. What was the third W?
Weck. It's like a type of German bread. They don't serve it anymore. That's why they changed the name to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Was it Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a type of German bread.
Oh man, I don't like that.
I'm guessing it's pronounced Veck.
Veck.
Yeah.
Weckenweisen.
W's are pronounced V's.
Yeah, so
Buffalo Wild Wings and Veck.
All right, let's see. This is called How to Remove a Hornet's Nest.
This is gonna be good.
Shit.
Carefully.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
There's a quite large hornet's nest right here on the edge of the garage.
This is going to be beautiful, I can
And
tell.
hornets are fucking assholes, and frankly, they're not welcome here. This is a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum.
This is a bad idea.
I love
This is a horrible idea.
Did you just say it was a 44 Magnum?
Yeah.
I think you said 357.
Still.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm gonna fucking shoot him.
No.
Fucking shoot him. Like,
Not nearly enough damage to get the message across.
Is he shooting at his fucking house?
Hammer at him. So I've missed twice now, and every time I throw it, it really stirs them up. Now they've got a few bees on guard, and I can't get my hammer back. Got my hammer back. Slow ass.
This is a joke, right?
I missed again, and
So
they
you-
are really, they're pissed.
Why don't you get a spray and spray them instead of shooting them with?
Because this is redneck ingenuity at its finest. He's shooting his fucking house.
Because a bullet is like.
What if I just go
Not big
upstairs?
enough.
DIY flamethrower. Let's go.
Something
Maybe
tells me
drill
he's
a
going to
hole
get
through
this
the
down
wall.
and jam a Capri Sun straw into just suck honey for the rest of the
I've
night.
got my drill ready to
What?
get the element of surprise a go.
The element of surprise.
But this works out better than the hammer. Now I just got to figure out which eave to drill through. Can maybe
You're
peek
not
through
worried
some of these
about
cracks
the
and find them.
collateral damage.
Fucking A. Are you. What the fuck, guy? Come on, fucking guy.
Can definitely see that big ass nest right on the other side.
Yes.
Yep.
Got you now. Got my attack rod.
Fucking
here in
A.
place,
This is nuts. This
There's
is so
your straw,
fucking nuts.
dude. Sounds like a cock.
There's the Capri Sun straw. Fuck. How
Yeah,
long
there's
was
your
I?
straw.
Me and your mom, he titled it.
Is he about to get attacked by a swarm
I
of
hope
hornets?
they come in through the
I
straw.
hope they just, me too. I just want them to just.
Oh, they will. They will. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Here they come.
It's fucking wacko. He drills a hole in his wall to jam a fucking bamboo pole in.
Oh no, what happened to your home? Where's it at?
Oh no!
Oh, it's there on the ground.
Yeah, go pick it up.
Losers.
Losers.
Look at these fucking idiots.
Like, what is the end game? They're just gonna make
What are
a
you even
new
looking
fucking nest.
Your home's down
Yep.
there on the
Now
ground.
they're gonna go in through the hole and
There's
nest
nothing there
inside his
anymore.
fucking
Yeah,
house.
Time to move on.
Good.
I think it's time to really finish them off.
With what?
Is he gonna fucking elbow drop him off the roof? Because that would be savage.
Fuck you guys, this is not a hammer. It's your nest, I got your nest.
Oh
This
my
nest
God.
is mine now.
Please get
It's
it.
my nest.
I don't know. This guy should be our next president. He gets the job done.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Oh, by the way, Billy, just so you get all the information. See, in Buffalo, it's beef on weck. So the weck is that roll right there. It's called a Kimmelweck roll,
shit
and then
looks
they serve it with roast beef, horseradish, and au jus.
Damn.
Yum.
But that's
With au jus?
they used to sell these. They used to serve these at Buffalo Wild Wings back in the day. Those little sandwiches.
I gotta say, man, I like that. I wish the wings would have died out and they'd still have the weck.
Here in Michigan, though, B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings is like equivalent of like Applebee's in any other state.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure. Like that's how it is. Like in Columbus, it started in Columbus, so they're everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, in Columbus, where we're used to winning.
Hey.
Because there's nothing else to do in Columbus.
Well, there's more. Well, I mean, there's plenty to do in Detroit, but it's more like duck and cover type stuff.
Yeah. Or like,
by the way,
get your bike stolen.
Paula Jones. There's a picture of Paula Jones, the one woman Bill Clinton had an affair with back in the day.
Did she just get done eating a fucking pound of tar?
I think she had braces.
She eats
I
ass.
have nightmares tonight, man. What the fuck did you have to pull that picture of her up for, man? Holy fuck.
Bill Clinton fucked that.
Like, upset our Lord and Savior.
I'm gonna need counseling after that.
By the way, I was just talking to G-Man, like literally just now, and he wants to come on and talk about how, like, if you have cancer, you shouldn't get chemotherapy. You should put in, you should take vitamin B17, was it?
B17.
Oh my God! Bring him on.
Here's my recommendation if you get cancer. Read Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, and it will cure you. It will fucking cure you.
Are you just trying to promote Mein Kampf? What is going on here?
I was just
Well, this is a white nationalist podcast, so
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah.
this is not.
With our leader, he used to be known as Billy the Fridge. Now he's known as Billy the Grand Wizard.
No,
Yep.
no, I'm not.
Yep.
No,
That's a catchy title.
No, I'm not Billy the Fuhrer. I'm not Billy the Grand Wizard. I'm
Billy,
not,
where's your hat?
I'm not
What about,
Nazi
like,
the
Billy
Fridge. No.
Billy the Uber Commando, or like.
No, I'm a Uber rider. I don't have a license even. I can't. I just ride Ubers and I try and ride Lyft because it's
Whatever you
pink.
say, Mein Führer. Whatever you say.
No.
I
wanted to burn
Billy.
to burn doobies with you, Billy, not crosses, man.
Wow. Look at him put his hood up.
I'm hiding.
Holy shit.
There it is.
I'm hiding.
Well, just be nice to G-Man. I'm bringing him on the show right now,
Oh,
okay?
God.
We don't need any of your racism.
There will be no racism. I will not
Oh,
tolerate it because I am an SJW, Benjamin.
W.
I put the warrior in social justice warrior.
Says
You do?
I'm a fighter. No, not the grand. I'm the grand champion.
Of wizards.
No, grand slam
right.
breakfast at Denny's. That's it.
Hey, G-Man, are you there?
Yes, I am. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for coming on such short notice. So let's just do me a favor and just summarize for us your cancer beliefs, because we've been watching your videos.
G-Man, really quick, do you have cancer?
No. I just been talking about it and offering my point of view on my opinion.
Okay, we were a little worried that because you were talking about it so much, we thought you might have had cancer and you tried chemo or something and it didn't work or something like that. Is there a reason why you're on this subject?
There are some atheists that I associate myself with that are attacking a friend of mine named Tommy Hall, and they aren't doctors. They don't really know what the heck they're talking about regarding health.
But
so I didn't get involved with the whole debate.
Okay, but let me say this though: you're not a doctor, so how would you know more? And then also, like doctors say, if you have cancer, most types of cancer, you should do chemo.
I wouldn't. Chemotherapy is a waste of money.
But that's what doctors say. You said the people that disagree with you, hold on. You said the people that disagree with you are not doctors, so therefore they don't know what they're talking about. But you're not a doctor, and then I just told you what doctors say, but you disagree with them. So how do you know better?
Right, research. That's how I know better. Plus, anyone with a brain would know if you got chemotherapy. Well, actually, not anybody with a brain. For people that have done the research, they would know that if you got chemotherapy, you're going to suffer from fatigue. You're going to lose your hair.
Yeah.
You're going to be throwing all of the time. You're going to lose weight.
You get cancer.
Not going to have an appetite.
It's because it's trying to kill the cancer cells. It's trying to fight the cancer
Chemo
cells.
is harmful to your body. That's true. But the reason it's harmful to cancer too. So they give it to you.
Harmful to cancer is also harmful to your good cells too.
I mean, it is harmful, but that's the best treatment we have for most kinds of
Otherwise,
cancer.
the cancer cells would grow, right?
And we were talking about vitamin B17, right? As well, just to clarify that.
Yeah,
Okay, you're aware that that's not actually a real vitamin, right? Like, there's no pharma that actually lists that as a real vitamin. It doesn't actually have any, doesn't possess any characteristics of a real vitamin. It was essentially a made-up snake oil.
Are you sure? I thought B17 was the vitamin found in cum. G-Man, you love B17, right?
Oh, Billy, we'll run some research, you and me, buddy. Don't worry.
Who am I talking to me like that?
What was that?
Who's talking to me like that?
Who? That's Girl Does Rant.
Hey.
Her voice doesn't sound right. Her voice is supposed to sound more, I don't know, squeaky.
Yeah, that was a voice mod from like early on. Nice to meet you, by the way. Everything else aside, you're a fun guy.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. We can talk. Girl Does Rant. I think we exchanged a little bit on in the comments. I think one time.
I honestly, I don't remember, but I like your appearances before. So.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, before we start talking about this, why do you hide your face? I'm curious.
No. That's irrelevant. Is that relevant to our conversation at all?
I mean, I'm happy to answer his question.
Yeah, okay,
I'm happy
fine.
To answer his question.
It's a diversion though. This is one of G-Man's diversions here.
Absolutely. I realize, but I'll answer his question anyway. Because it's a fun gimmick. Eventually, I'm going to do a face reveal, but it was a fun initial gimmick to draw an interest. But yes, before I don't want to get off tangent. Sorry, Ben. I just wanted to answer that for him.
No, it's okay.
I'm not off a topic. I just know my personality, and I know what's going to happen when we get into this. But the bottom line is, you can't sit here and tell me that chemotherapy is the best way to go about dealing with your cancer when it has been proven. If you've really been watching my videos, you know that it's been proven that people who actually don't get treatment are more likely to live longer than a person who gets chemotherapy.
Have you started putting facts in your videos, G-Man?
It honestly depends on the type of cancer and how far along it's progressed. I mean, yeah, there are instances where chemo will actually potentially do more harm. You're not completely wrong about that, but it's really a case-by-case basis on the type of chemo, the type of person being affected. It's not across the board.
So, G-Man,
are you a doctor
what would you say?
I'm a nurse.
You're not either. You can't ask other people if. Hold on.
Because when you talk and you say things are this way and
Okay,
as if,
so-
what you got to share with me if you're not a doctor yourself. That's all.
Okay, so you can't use other people not being a doctor to invalidate their claims if other people can't do the same thing to you.
Yeah, but I'm using doctors for my claims, though. So I just want to know if she's a doctor herself or what doctor she's using for her.
You're using.
Yeah, she's
What
in the medical.
doctors
are you using for your claims?
Well, I don't know his
Pseudoscience.
name off the top of my head, but he's on my YouTube channel if you've been checking it out on GTV.
I have not.
But
Yeah. To clarify, I am a palliative care nurse. I am an end-of-life care nurse.
Okay, great.
Just me doing if I developed cancer, G-Man.
Cancer is and how cancer affects the body. I'm just assuming, I'm just guessing that you probably believe that the tumors itself is the problem. I believe the actual cause of the cancer is the problem, and that is a lack of nutrition for your body. Now that's when me and you are going to bump heads on this, because I believe that if a person is undernourished and isn't getting the things that they need, or if their body is too acidity or whatever, they're more likely to get cancer. You're probably going to say once they start getting the cells, well, if you get rid of the cells, the cancer's gone. No, because when you get rid of the cells, the cancer can actually come back. So, I got to disagree with you there when you say that chemotherapy is the best treatment. As far as B17 goes, yeah, in the United States, it's not considered a vitamin, but that's not true throughout the world.
Okay.
Like where? Like Uganda, they have B17?
Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. I could have the country wrong. I think in Mexico it's considered a vitamin. But just because it's not considered a vitamin here in the United States, don't mean that it's not a vitamin.
Would you rather get your health care in Mexico, G-Man?
I would go somewhere where I know that
Notice how he didn't answer it.
No, I'm going to answer his question. Okay. I would rather go somewhere where I know people are going to be treated for cancer, or a country where cancer is not such a big deal in their country. Like if you go to China, or if you go to like one of these Asian countries, you know what I mean? Cancer is not the problem that it is here in the United States.
So your position is that the healthcare in Mexico is better than in the United States?
No, my position is that some countries have better alternatives.
You just said in Mexico they can treat you for cancer better than in the United States.
You did say
that there are countries that do a better job at offering alternatives to treating cancer than it does in the United States of America.
And you say that's China.
I believe any country that's got low, that where the numbers aren't as high as ours are. Because they're not promoting eating all this unhealthy garbage that's going to lead to you getting sick. And I know it's a lot of people telling me that it's okay to get chemotherapy, and this is not a knock to this channel, but it is a knock to the people that has been criticizing me on GTV.
Okay, so let me I just want to clarify your position, G-Man. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Let me finish. The people with the overactive fork wants to argue, well, lifestyle and diet ain't got nothing to do with you getting cancer, and that's not true. You know what I mean? And people talk.
Sorry, are you?
And I'm not.
Who says lifestyle and diet don't attribute to cancer?
Let's let GDR say what she wanted to say. Hold on, wait, G-Man, wait.
Right? Not surveillance. The guy said 3 different times. He said 3 different times on his YouTube channel, 3 different times, that diet and exercise will not prevent you from getting cancer. 3 times he said on his channel.
But what does that have to do with B17? We're not saying that healthy living doesn't prevent cancer. I agree, but that has nothing to do with B17. Anyway, back to GDR. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. So basically, what you're saying, and not necessarily that other countries have proved that chemo does or doesn't work, but you're basically saying that in other countries that have better dietary habits and options, there is a lesser percentage of people that develop cancer, and so dietary choices have a larger percentage impact on like how much people will even be at risk for cancer. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, what I'm saying.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. See, that's potentially true. I mean, there's so many things that cause cancer in the first place. Never mind just dietary. Like drinking from certain plastic sippy cups now will put you at risk. So, okay, I can understand that point of view. That yes, certainly dietary choices in countries where they eat better, where they have better diets, yeah, they'll run a lower risk of getting cancer. Sure, certain
May I
cancers.
propose a question to you, G-Man?
Yeah, and if you guys ever want to get somebody who's just as passionate about this, there's another guy on here by the name of Tommy Hall. If you look him up, and I'm sorry, Scotty, Ben? I'm sorry, and you can get him on here. He can go into a lot of the science deeper than me. If you ever want to get him on here, but yes, you can ask me a question.
Okay, so say I develop cancer in one of these countries that you suggest treat cancer better than here in the States. What would you suggest that I would do?
I would suggest an immediate change of diet, get away from all of the stress, and yes, get apricot seeds, B17. Get that in your system. The reason why, because it kills the cancer cells, and yes, while it does have what do you call it?
Some people say marijuana.
Cyanide, but the cyanide will kill the cancer cells. It doesn't affect your healthy cells.
Some people say marijuana kills cancer cells.
I mean, it's certainly true that depending on your cancer, there are cancer diet therapies that may help you. Yes, but again, B17, it has no vitamin characteristics to it. Like it's got no actual effect of any known vitamin.
It's debatable whether or not it's a vitamin. I'm just saying that there are other countries that recognize it as being a vitamin. In the United States, you can't say that because the laws here and everything and whatnot. So
because we do scientific research on things, right?
The U.S. says it's poison here, but if you go to another country, it's not poison, and you can use it to treat your cancer, and then you're healed from your cancer.
And you don't know what countries these are, or
about money for big pharmacia, and they don't want to see you guys get healthy. They want to see themselves get rich by draining your insurance.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Oh, did you guys see the video I did that I mirrored on my channel about the doctor that lied and said 3 healthy people had cancer and they didn't, and they prescribed chemotherapy for them?
That sounds like he lost his. That's malpractice, right?
Yeah, he went to jail for 45 years. It was either 45 or 75 years, and they were trying to get the max of 145 years. But
I think there were a couple cases of that here in Michigan, of a doctor prescribing like chemotherapy to people that literally had no cancer.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Before I get kicked out of here and I get removed, is Ben here?
I'm here. Why?
No, I'm sorry, not you. Scotty, is he here?
No, they're no longer on the show anymore. So yeah. Yep. Nobody else you're familiar with.
G-Man, what do you think about weed, man?
It is the Drunken Peasants, but we're here to talk about your.
A guy by the name of Steve McRae and several other people that the Drunken Peasants don't come on no more. I don't understand.
We come on. There was an issue that we had where we're not discussing it on the show. We're moving forward now. So
okay,
yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem.
So G-Man, what are your thoughts on marijuana, man? What do you think about weed?
Yeah, some people
you
say
take them and throw them in the garbage because all you're gonna do is get high. And I know I'm a killjoy on your show here because y'all believe in smoking pan, but
some people say that.
Well, did you know that the United States government has admitted that marijuana kills cancer cells.
Exactly.
THC in a laboratory setting kills cancer cells. And unlike cyanide, it's completely safe, man.
It's also a very good alternative for when you do have to undergo chemotherapy and it fucks with your appetite and it fucks with other aspects. It's a great alternative to some of the other things out there that can help you with that.
This sounds like an appetite stimulant.
I don't
This
have
sounds
an
like a
issue
gift
with
from
medical-
God.
Yeah. Did God make marijuana? Did God make marijuana?
I don't got a problem with medical marijuana. I got an issue with recreational marijuana.
But why not? I
Did
mean,
you
God.
read Genesis? Did you read Genesis? Hey,
knowing that-
G-Man. Did you read Genesis, man, when it talked about that God made every herb bearing seed for man's use? Did you misinterpret that passage?
Oh,
No,
That be possible.
You're the one interpreting it right now. I know what that means. It doesn't mean that you can go get high.
Why
You know,
not? That's our
mean.
use. Recreational use is a use, man.
Yeah, if Jesus can
Every
turn
use.
water into wine, we can turn weed into smoke, right?
No, when you're smoking it to get high, you're practicing sorcery at that point.
What? Wait.
Harry Potter.
Literally? I don't
Pharmacy,
understand.
or pharmakia, which actually means sorcery.
So
That's
if
what I
you
mean by
take vitamins, you're practicing sorcery as well because you're ingesting something that
Is B17 sorcery?
apparently.
Well, if I eat apple, I'm going to obtain some fiber and certain vitamins from my apple. If I take a vitamin and my body needs the vitamin, then I'm not practicing pharmakia. I'm not trying to do something to alter my thinking. But if I'm
Well,
smoking
speaking of that,
marijuana, it's going to alter my thinking.
Okay, I have to know, how do you
Speaking
define...
of altering your thinking, dude, you said that there's no such thing as a starving Christian children. What about Christians who get cancer, man? What's up with that? What's your thoughts on that? Why do Christians get cancer, dude?
Good question.
Take care of their body.
Oh.
Can we just go back to the previous comment? Because I was kind of interested in what G-Man had to say. G-Man, how do you define sorcery, you said it was?
We get the word pharmacy. Well, I'm sorry. We get the word pharmacy from the word pharmakia, and the word pharmakia comes from the word sorcery. So when you start taking things that's going to alter your thinking, cause you to be delusional or whatever, you're practicing a form of sorcery.
Doesn't wine do that? Is wine sorcery?
Yeah, and actually, it's actually
So
not-
Jesus, Jesus was a sorcerer.
There's nothing wrong with you drinking wine. There's an issue with you getting drunk on wine.
So do you consider witchcraft and sorcery, is that the same thing by your definition, or?
Yeah, and it has a lot to do with intent. It's not that cut and dry all the time when you're talking about taking stuff to help you get better. It's not that cut and dry all the time.
Okay.
So raising people from the dead, that's not sorcery. Turning water into wine, that's not sorcery.
It's alchemy.
That's just, what is that? That's
You're
alchemy.
smoking
Oh.
for marijuana right now for the purpose of relieving your stress. That's different from wanting to smoke your marijuana to experience a high.
What if
So
I
you'd
bake it into some
essentially,
brownies?
You would put in the same category as, like, say, way back in the day when women that were accused of being witches, they'd rub ointment on themselves and think they were flying, but it actually just gave them that kind of high. You'd associate like that kind of activity as like within the same as smoking up now, is what you mean?
About the witch example that you made, but it just goes on intent. You know, if you're doing it to get high, then that would be sorcery. But if you're doing it with the intent on relieving stress, to kill time or whatever, I think that's different.
Well, some people use marijuana to kill time and relieve stress, and not to just get high. Some people use marijuana to relieve stress and kill time, and not necessarily just to get high.
Right. So at that point, then it's just an issue of motive or whatever.
It's
Not.
Are bubble baths considered sorcery?
If you're saying that man can't use an herb that bears seed for their own use, then you're not fucking following the Bible, G-man. I hate to break
you can think whatever you want, but I am following the Bible.
You know, you're
G-Man,
talking.
do you think sorcery is demonic? Like, I'm not making fun of you. I'm genuinely trying to come to a place where I understand this. Do you think sorcery is like a demonic act? Like,
Girl does rant. It's weird for me hearing you talk like that, But let me answer. No, I'm not used to it. I'm used to you using that voice modulator or
You
whatever.
like those titties though? That cleavage? That's natural, right?
A lot of guys use your channel for that. I'm not gonna lie. A lot
You
of guys
don't like
watch your channel for
titties?
the cleavage.
You don't like
But-
titties?
But
You don't like
hearing
titties?
her use the voice, I'm hearing her real voice, and it just sounds weird.
Okay.
You know.
Go on, G-Man.
No,
So I just getting back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett King tried to expose you one time. I guess he was wrong.
Yes. Yeah, just a little, G-Man.
Yeah, but to answer your question, if a person practices sorcery, that would be considered a sin. But it has to be sorcery. Again, if you're smoking to relieve stress or to kill time or something like that, I can't be so quick to call that sorcery. But if you're doing it to get high, that's different.
No, I mean, I understand that. You've explained that, and I understand. I'm just trying to see where, like, you know, there's some Christians that believe in God, but they don't believe in a more tradition, like a more demonic traditional devil. And so I'm trying to see if you associate the idea of sorcery as an act to be more akin to kind of selling yourself to the devil or selling yourself to a demonic presence in that way.
I'm one of
Do you know what I mean?
I believe that if you're going to practice sorcery, then more than likely you're flirting with like demonic demons and all that stuff and whatnot.
So you would think that people, I'm so sorry. You would think that people that like maybe smoke up, take themselves further away from the light of God as a result.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, G-Man, I had a question for you. One time you were on our show and you said that Brett Keane had robotic hands like Darth Vader. What were you talking about when you said that?
What were you talking about?
Robotic hands, like I said that?
Yes.
On the
Yes, you did.
24-hour show.
Yeah. Yeah, you were on the 24-hour show. You talked about all these things about Brett Keane, and you said he had robotic hands like Darth Vader.
I don't even remember that, but if I said that, I probably was just trying to be disrespectful. But Brett Keane's a real pain in the butt because every 5 minutes he's changing his mind. Well, guys, I'm questioning my faith. Like, I got problems with God creating evil. And then a couple of videos later, I got no problem with that no more. And then a couple of videos, I ain't got no problem with that. He's going back and forth, trying to convince everybody he's a Christian. And I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I believe that.
Who do you think? So do you think you're better at God than Brett Keane is?
I think that Brett Keane show is about Brett Keane, and I'm not afraid. Invite him on here right now, and I'll tell him that.
No,
I think
thanks.
it's about Brett Keane.
I think G-Man is better at God than Brett Keane. Yeah,
He's not better at God than Evan Lefevre, though. Evan
Lefebvre's
Lefevre,
good at God.
He's the biological father. You know what? You are in the presence, G-Man, right now, of the biological father of Jesus Christ. I hope you realize that.
What, this guy right here in the blue coat?
No, the other guy.
The black
the
and
one
white.
that actually looks like Jesus.
I am a disciple of
Oh, you're talking about the guy in the circle there. Okay, the guy with the...
Yeah. Can't you
So
see
you're the
the
biological
resemblance?
father of
G-Man?
Jesus, huh?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So if you're the biological father of Jesus, that means you know everything, right?
You could say
What's the cure
that.
for AIDS?
Like you'd
Praying to
even
Jesus,
understand
of
it.
course. Jesus is our doctor, right, G-Man?
Evan works in mysterious ways,
I
G-Man.
have a question for you, G-Man. What do you think of Deuteronomy 22:28, where it says, if a man is caught in the act of raping a young woman who is not engaged, all he has to do is pay 50 pieces of silver to her father, then he must marry her.
Let me
because
guess.
He violated her. And
Let me
he
guess
should
what
never
G-Man's
be
going to
allowed
say. Let me guess what G-Man's going to say. He's going to say that's the Old Testament.
Jesus, and that person will probably be stoned to death for doing what he did. So it's up to the father whether or not that's going to happen. Not to mention, you got to look at.
So women should be virgins when they're married, or else they should be stoned to death. Is that the good book you're talking about that you believe in, dude?
I believe in the Bible. I don't believe in the. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
see,
good-
here it is.
I don't know what the good book is.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good at all, dude. If you actually read it,
I don't even think you would call it the good book.
no, I wouldn't, because I've actually read it, man, and I can understand that it's not a good book, man. Nobody has brainwashed me into believing that it is, dude.
Oh, please tell me I
Because
can
I
debate
can-
a while on that. Please tell me I can debate him on that for a little bit. So let me get
All
this
right.
straight. I'm assuming that you think that you're more moral than God, I suppose, right?
No, what are you talking about, man?
Well, you just said that it's not a good book and the events in there are not good. I'm assuming.
Bible is not God, man.
Tell Matt Dillahunty watching this because Matt needs to take some notes about his future. Do you believe that you're more moral than God? Yes or no?
This is God, dude. Or
No, he
is
God.
Yes,
Are you sure?
Believe, thinking he's God and whatnot. Dude, you're an atheist, right? If you're saying that you're God, then that's not atheist no more.
So you think the Bible's God? Is that what you're saying? Isn't that idolatry, man? Isn't that the very root of idolatry, saying that a book is God or even the word of God? Are you serious, dude?
The Bible, listen to me. The Bible is the word of God. It is the inspired word of God. And if you read it for real, you're going to learn really fast that you need Jesus.
How?
By reading it and accepting it and stop pretending like you don't know what it means.
So, you know, G-Man, you know that the letter J is less than 600 years old and that Jesus' name wasn't Jesus, right?
You're right. It was Jesus, and then it was translated into Jesus, and then it was transliterated into Jesus.
I thought it was Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Get out of here with that.
I think it was Yeshua.
No,
Jesus is the Spanish pronunciation.
You weren't born into Christianity, right? You chose it.
No.
At what age?
Bad boy growing up. I was real bad.
At what
Very
age did
bad.
you choose Christianity?
Honestly, it made more sense than everything else. And I was
At what
convicted.
age, though? How old were you when you chose to become a Christian?
About 25, I think.
Because you and Brett Keane have something in common. You both chose to be Christians in your adult life.
Well, Brett Keane chose to pretend he was a Christian because somebody gave him some money. He became a theist. I don't think he became a Christian. Because if he was a Christian, he wouldn't be asking us that same tired old question.
I don't even believe he's a theist, to be honest. I think it's all just a lie.
Everyone in the chat agrees with me. It was Yeshua. That was Jesus's name in the actual time that he lived in.
Yeshua.
Hey, G-Man, you believe? Do you believe in hell? You believe in hell?
I believe in hell, absolutely.
How do you visualize it? What
How
do
do
you
I
think it's
visualize?
like? Yeah.
If I can give you a practical example as county before you go to prison.
Hell is
so
only
it's like,
county?
You don't really believe in like the traditional hellfire, torture forever kind of thing? Like yours is a more purgatorial state?
I believe that first you're going to be thrown into, first you're going to be in hell, which would, using the analogy of county, and then you'll be thrown into the lake of fire, which would be prison, but that prison doesn't end. That's forever and ever 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 and ever.
Do you think it's do you think it's fair though? Say you have somebody that's been a Christian all their lives and they commit a mortal sin like willfully murdering someone or something. Do you think it's like fair and not slightly disproportionate that a crime like that should be met with an eternity of horrible suffering with no hope for reprieve? Or are you one of the sort that believes that people can, once they're in hell, like leave, like eventually redeem themselves? Because there's Christians that believe that too. I'm just wondering.
Could you ask that question again? Because like I said, I'm talking to you and I'm really not used to you using that.
Yeah, sure. It was a two-part question. First of all, do you believe that once in hell, a person eventually, with the help of forgiveness, whether their own or by the grace of God or whatnot, can eventually can leave hell? Or do you think that's a permanent state forever and ever, no matter what?
It's a permanent state until you're thrown into prison. And that will be the lake of fire, the final judgment.
Okay, so then the second question of that then, do you think it's good? Do you think it's fair that a crime, even one as heinous as willful murder, should be met with such a disproportionate punishment that it's forever and ever and there's no chance for the person to really regret having done it because they're being punished forever? There's no learning experience in the afterlife in that way.
Well, here's the thing. How many minutes do I got to try to respond to that?
Go ahead and just respond.
Okay, all right. Number one, I believe that a person rejects Jesus Christ as their Savior 365 days out of the year, at least one time. Okay? Now, if you did it 2 times, if you multiply that by 365, you get a really big number. If you multiply it by 10 times, basically people are rejecting Jesus Christ a whole lot of times every single day of the year. So when you go out there and murder and already add that up to how many times you reject Jesus Christ, yes, I think the crime fits the punishment.
But can't you get thrown in the lake of fire for eating beef on Friday?
No, you can be thrown in the lake of fire for rejecting Christ as your savior.
What about everybody that lived before Jesus?
On Thursday, we're not under law. That was the Old Testament. We're not. As a matter of fact, I don't even think that's a law. Who told you that?
I heard that was why McDonald's made the fillet of fish.
No, that's a Catholic thing. Yeah.
The lake of fire for eternity, you know, let's say somebody murdered 100 people, raped 10 children. They should go to the lake of fire for eternity. But if they accept Jesus, if they quit rejecting Jesus right before they die, they should go to heaven, man. Is that what?
It has to be genuine and it has to be sincere. A person who's okay, we know of people who have done some horrific things, and by the time before they're thrown in jail, they break down into tears, and they're just genuinely sorry for what they did, and they're willing to go through rehabilitation. They willingly want to go to jail and take the punishment.
So tell me this. Answer me this with a yes or no, G-Man. With that's going to be the hard part. So if Hitler prayed to God for forgiveness right before he died after the Holocaust, he would have went to heaven.
Hell, because that ain't how you get. That ain't how you're forgiven. You have to.
Well, let's say he really did want to be forgiven, and it was genuine.
He really meant it.
If he was genuine and he was sincere, and
you can't answer it.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
If he didn't do that, then the answer is no.
Okay, yeah, that was my question. All right, so someone who didn't accept Jesus but did all mostly good in their lives, like someone like Gandhi or something, he was never a Christian in his life, so he went to hell. So Hitler went to heaven, Gandhi went to hell.
Well, in your hypothetical, Gandhi goes to hell too because Gandhi rejected Jesus Christ over and over and over.
Well, Gandhi was never a Christian, so it doesn't matter. So
He's like a fire right now. He's probably in hell right now.
So in your scenario, it's also not necessary to atone. It's merely just necessary to genuinely ask for forgiveness because you're genuinely sorry and to accept Jesus. But atonement isn't necessary.
Jesus already atoned for our sins. Our part is we have to accept it. We have to believe in it, and a lot of people don't. So they're asking for what they're going to get.
They're asking for it by not believing. I think they're not asking for it, right? You're projecting it onto them.
The atheist here, for example, the atheist is saying that God doesn't exist, and no one's ever provided any evidence for them. Even though all we do is provide evidence on a daily basis.
What evidence?
I knew that
Kirk Cameron and a banana.
I knew there were going to be people in the chat that were like, "God, he did horrible things."
The thing is that I've always found it grossly unfair. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, do you think I'm really going to forgive every one of their sins just because they murdered my son, dude? Do you really think that? Don't you understand that the Romans that murdered my son Jesus came up with the bullshit lie that his murder was some sacrifice to atone for your sins so that they could brainwash idiots like you into thinking that his murder was a good thing so that you can claim you love Jesus, but you want to parade his dead, desecrated body around on a cross and say that he died and spilled his blood for you?
Fuck yeah.
You need to go talk to Jacqueline Glenn about that stuff and not me. You got me twisted with her. Secondly, you need to also understand, sir, that everything that you just said is a bunch of malarkey.
Oh,
okay.
Holy shit.
That we don't say the M word on this podcast.
Let's go back and forth. Don't try to sound sophisticated while you're doing it. Let's go back and forth if you want to play.
Okay. So you believe in Adam and Eve and talking snakes?
Do you?
And Noah? So God promotes incest then, right? So Noah's family had to restart the world by fucking themselves?
So anyway, so Adam and Eve is a real thing. It makes more sense than believing that you evolved from a rock. I'm just letting you know.
So who did Cain reproduce with?
That's a good question. I would imagine his sister or someone. I don't know.
Well, did he have a sister?
But no, not in the Bible. They said in the Bible there was 4 people. There was Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. So Cain killed Abel. So then there's 3 people left. Only 1 female. So seriously, did Cain reproduce with his mother?
Truthfully speaking, I don't know. He might have, because back then you was allowed to marry your sister, so I don't know. They only kept the
back then,
genealogies of the men, so I don't know.
I mean, back then there would have only been 3 people on Earth according to this creation story.
No. Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad that they had the wherewithal to write all their stories down, or else they could have been lost forever.
Yeah, because they knew how to write.
Yeah, we never would have had the Bible if it wasn't for those 3 people documenting everything.
Thank God.
We're gonna wrap.
Actually, you got your information wrong again. Moses wrote the first 5 books in the Old Testament, and God was the one that revealed everything that happened to Moses. So,
God told Moses?
Bible boy change.
Has God ever talked to you, G-Man?
Yes, he has.
Has God ever talked to you, Governor?
Right?
How does he talk to you?
Yeah.
Answered
G-Man,
prayer.
what about the people and other, like you say that people usually go to hell because they reject Jesus and they don't believe in him in their hearts. What about somebody that is born into, say, a Hindu religion, and that's all they know and that's all they're fed with via their parents and their environment and stuff? Like, what fate awaits somebody like that?
The lake of fire.
But why? Like,
Ignorance is no
excuse.
excuse.
Like, they don't even get a chance. If they live in, say, India all their lives, where it's so prevalent, and you don't really get much Jesus going on over there, how is that fair?
I know for a fact that there are at least 49 churches over there, because the church that I attend, the bishop there has planted a bunch of churches over there. So I know that the gospel is being preached over there.
I mean, there are tribes of people in the Amazon rainforest that have never heard of Christianity.
Or even seen a white person.
I believe an angel will show up and preach the gospel. Every ear is going to hear the gospel.
You're insane.
Believe that?
Anyway,
G-Man, the Geek Room asks.
G-Man, hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
The Geek Room asks if you could show your degree in nutrition.
Do you have one?
Oh, the Geek Room's watching. Tell the Geek Room I'm not going to do that.
Do you have one?
Redline, talking about Redline actually showed his face on camera on the night in which I said it. I would do it, but he didn't want to do it.
So you do have a degree in nutrition?
Yes, I do.
Where did you obtain it
from which school? From which school?
And by the way, Geek Room is associated with the buffoon that said that diet and exercise will not prevent cancer.
That's fine. That's fine. I just want to know which school. What school did you get your degree from?
Where did you obtain it?
What is it?
It's either Rutgers University or it was a school that was associated with Rutgers University.
You don't even know what school it was?
Remember, I think it was Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it says on my own.
Was this an online course, or what was this?
No, I actually had to go to classes.
You actually go.
Okay, so you don't even remember you had to go to a place to take classes, but you don't even know what school it was. All right, whatever. All right, I'm gonna start this timer now.
I think it might have been training at McDonald's.
I'm gonna start this timer now for 20 minutes. Hold on, G-Man, hold on. I'm gonna start the timer for 20 minutes. We're welcoming super chat questions for anyone you see on the screen here, and then we're gonna end this show. All right, so here we go. The timer's starting now. Go ahead, G-Man. Talk about whatever you want.
Okay, great. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me here again on the Drunken Peasants, in which I'm actually being asked intelligent questions this time. Yay! It's awesome.
All right.
Rant, who's using her real voice? Go Girls Does Rant. I'm here with some guy in the blue shirt and the other guy who thinks he's God, and I'm here with Ben.
Cool. Yeah, and Billy the Fridge.
Event.
Yep.
Now, G-Man,
nice to meet you finally.
You said people who don't accept God, they're asking for hell, right? That's what you said. They're asking to go to the fiery lakes of damnation or whatever, right?
Oh man, they want a G-Man versus Billy the Fridge freestyle rap battle right
did
now.
That before.
No. Listen to me. Next week, if you want me to come on here,
you're gonna lose.
I'm not gonna
prepare something. That's not what a freestyle rap battle's about, dude. You got to be able to come off the top of the dome, man.
I can't do that. Sorry.
Do you take glee in the thought of atheists burning?
But I mean, you call yourself a fridge, so I already know the jokes I would make right off the bat. So.
Oh shit! Are you prepared? G-Man, do you take glee in the thought of the atheists that you argue with burning in hell? Does that bring you any sort of pleasure?
Everyone, you out of there. I'm trying to say, wake up.
Here's a question. Did you know male ducks have explosive corkscrew-shaped penises that fall off at the end of each mating season and regrow in the next one in proportion to the competition of the other males?
I
Did
didn't
not
know they
that.
fell off, but I've seen their dicks. They're
Someone else
gross.
someone else right here. They said, "Ask G-Man if DNA degrades in water."
Does DNA degrade in water? I think so.
I don't know that question. I know. I just learned recently that in outer space.
I'll say yes because I know who's asking that question. Yes, I will. I'll say yes since I know it's a semantic game between whether or not it degrades or whether or not it dissolves, and I know it's a semantic issue.
Did you know that an astronaut spent a really long time in space, and when he came back, they tested his DNA, and it was different
than his twin brother?
Yeah, than it was. Yeah, so it changes your DNA.
You're gonna laugh at me on this one because I haven't been on here in a while. As far as an astronaut being in outer space, there might have been in outer space, but I don't believe they've ever been to the moon because I don't think that.
You don't think
because
so?
When NASA said that they don't have the technology to go back to the moon, it makes me question whether or not they were there to be.
They do.
Who said they don't have the technology?
Yeah, they never said that. The moon isn't that far away, G-Man. If they can go to space, they can go to the moon. It's not that far away. It's close in comparison.
G-Man, do you believe in aliens, dude? Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I do. His name is Jesus, the holy angels, and demons, and things like that and whatnot.
And Master Fard Muhammad?
Do I believe E.T.? No.
E.T. believes in you, man.
Ben, I think the clock got stopped.
Oh, wow. Shit. I don't know why I did that.
Atheist, the amazing atheist is an alien from outer space the way he acts. So, I don't know.
So,
Anyway.
you know, like there are other planets. You'll accept that, right? Like outside of the solar system.
As far as I know, there are other planets. Yes.
Yeah, ones that are part of other star systems. So they use a different star other than the sun to live near.
Yeah. Why would I reject that? I believe that.
Okay. So the odds of there being another planet, a decent amount of distance from another star similar to our sun, is pretty good when you think about how large space is. Even when you think of,
I understand what you're talking about. Yes. Yes. Okay. I think I see where this is going. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
there probably are aliens out there, but I just named who they would be. The thing about that is, though, if you believe in aliens, then you gotta believe. You must be agnostic in your faith because now there's a possibility that God exists and He lives on one of those planets.
Why is that a possibility?
Oh, that sounds like Mormonism to me. First of all,
life on another planet. That's true. Just because you don't see no evidence on Earth, don't mean that He's not on another planet.
Okay,
G-Man, do you believe that G-Man, do you believe that animals go to heaven? Or is it just humans?
So G-Man, if we found a planet with a being on it that seemed extremely powerful and supernatural, would you pray to it like it was God? Because that's kind of what you just said.
No, I wouldn't because my argument that I just made was for atheists. The God that I worship is in the Bible, and I only worship one, and that's the one that's in the Bible.
And would the God from the Bible live on another planet somewhere?
See that He lives in another spirit reality than what we're
yeah. So he wouldn't live on another planet. He would live on another plane of existence.
So that's not going to work. There are different definitions for God, so that wouldn't work.
I want to know how G-Man how G-Man thinks of aliens. Do you believe animals go to heaven, G-Man?
No.
No. Okay.
What about all dogs?
I'm assuming I'm assuming you also believe that God made humanity in His own image, right?
Yes.
So right. So theoretically, if we found aliens that looked like those scary bulbous-headed greys or something to that account, you I suppose would think that they're not going to heaven because they were not made. While they might have been made by Him, they weren't made in His image, and therefore they're not going to heaven.
Who looks more like
God could have withheld information from us that wasn't relevant for our world because, quite frankly, we're never going to see them in our lifetimes or in humankind. We're just never going to see them.
Who looks more like God, though? Andre the Giant or Warwick Davis? Which one is made more in God's image? Warwick Davis is the little person, or midget as some people would call them, that played the Leprechaun in the Leprechaun movies and other movies.
He was Willow.
He was an
Ewok, Wicket the Ewok.
Willow was shit. My guys like Beetlejuice.
So Andre the Giant is the other person. So which one looks more like God? Since they look almost nothing alike.
They both look like him, because the image of God is not what you think it is.
So is God 3 feet tall, or is he 7'4"?
I don't know how to do this.
You think God has a big dick?
I don't know. God, it would be gender neutral.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You know what would be an interesting way to answer
God is
that,
a they.
actually, Ben? As far as like how God might look at as one thing and another, is that God is multidimensional, and so on a higher dimension might look like both things at once. So there's an interesting way for you to answer that in the future, G-Man.
Is the eternal president Kim Il-sung in hell? 10,000 years of life to Comrade Kim Jong-un? Glory to Marx, Lenin, and Stalin? Communists of
Are these
space?
questions coming from the audience?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one for G-Man that got shuffled back.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Somebody else answer that question. I'll
Also,
take any questions.
G-Man, Cunty Cat earlier asked, why do girls like Jesus?
Why do girls like Jesus?
Yeah.
The sins can be forgiven.
Oh, he said it was because he's hung, yo.
So I'm gonna read a few here that didn't. There's one from Annoyed Gamer. For some reason, it didn't come through. Someone said, where is it? Annoyed Gamer.
GDR, are you going to do any more Let's Plays?
Take this money, you great
that is
people.
a ton of what I do on Twitch, actually. Come and follow me on my Twitch account. I basically do live streams and Let's Plays, and my rants have moved on there too, so yes.
Take this money, you great people. Also, when...
How come you never responded to any of my videos? I don't think you've responded to one of my... I mean, I'm pretty brutal in the atheist community. I'm a little curious why you haven't responded to me.
Well, sorry, was that meant for me? I thought I heard you say me.
Same reason same reason, Michael Jordan didn't play basketball with toddlers.
I'm not a toddler, and her arguments are not that hard to deal with. I actually agree with some of the things that she talks about on there. So, GIRLDOESRANT, how come you
because I've never I'm sorry, because I've never responded to anyone really. Like, I've done a few reaction videos to people, but I never responded to you or to Brad. Not that I'm saying you're within the same thing. But I just don't do direct response. I did maybe one or two early on, and I just didn't want to anymore, so I just didn't.
Yeah, because
it'd be like
rap about me or an opera song about me, and I figured that at least
G-Man.
some people out there, at least one that are like
G-Man, it's like Brock Lesnar fighting Michael Jackson. Anyway, we'll move on here.
Happy birthday, Black Cat.
His views. So how are you gonna say that?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Let me see. There's a few others that came in. G-Man, how would you explain 3 people breeding a population of 7 billion people over the course of 6,000 years from a mathematical standpoint?
Well, I don't think that would be too difficult considering abiogenesis and evolution starting off with a rock.
You don't believe it was actually 6,000 years, right?
Yes, he does.
Some complex water, starting with a single cell that turned into a multi-cell. I don't think that's much of an argument.
Huh?
What?
We're not talking
that has
about
nothing
that,
to do
dude.
with
We're talking about something completely different, man.
3 people, 2 men.
Questioning me about the 3 people thing.
3 people, 3 people, 2 men, 1 woman, populating the earth to the population we have now. And that's not even accounting for the fact that God killed most of the people in the global flood. So it wasn't even that. It got reset. So hold on, shut up. It's been less than 6,000 years, because if you believe the Noah's Ark story, then it's been less than that. So anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Who told you that?
Well, so the global flood. Okay. How long ago did the Adam and Eve thing happen? How many years?
I don't know, and I never say I know. I never once said.
How old is the Earth?
I know this, that Adam lived 900 years and he had a bunch of kids. So for you to sit there and say it was 3 people, sometimes I wonder where you guys get your information from.
Because there was a story, and in the fucking Bible, there was Adam, Eve, and Eve gave birth to 2 sons, 2 males.
Cain
and Abel, and Cain killed Abel. So now there's 3 people. There's the first two people and their one offspring. How did more people get birthed? How did more people?
That's one epic game of marry, fuck, kill, man.
That's easy. What happened is the genealogies in the Bible, it usually focuses on the male and not the female. So we never got we never got a female genealogy. So there is certain information that is omitted from us regarding this. Nor
You
is the
think
Bible
God's gay?
obligated to tell us all these things. We're not even supposed to be focusing on silly stuff like that.
It's not silly.
Wait,
Yes,
wait,
it is.
The Bible isn't obligated to tell us certain things, but yet it's like we're obligated to follow the Bible.
Yeah, because you're the creation and God is the creator.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental illnesses, G-Man?
Sorry, say that again?
Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental illnesses?
No.
Trust the doctor.
Me? No, I'm completely undiagnosed. I just don't make really crazy claims.
Doctor, getting a second opinion?
I've never had a first opinion. I don't think. I might be crazy. It's just the way that you use your. I want to say. Are you familiar with the term brute retard strength?
I've never heard that before. Why don't you educate me?
Okay, brute retard strength is where someone is so strong they don't know their own strength, and they just like a person who is developmentally disabled. They're very strong, and they can break things very easily because they don't know their own strength. I feel like you're using brute retard logic.
The movie called Of Mice and Men, but no, that doesn't describe me.
Hey, G-Man, did you know that the French scientist that you did a rap battle with on our show now calls for an all-white ethno-state? Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know it. You talking about JF?
Yeah, JF.
Yeah.
JF is I don't know if he held these views back. I don't agree with these views, but
He's a Grand Dragon now.
I mean, not literally, but you know, he calls. He has like basically like neo-Nazis on his stream, and they talk about white ethno-states and stuff like that. And you had a rap battle with that. It's funny that it was a rap battle. I don't think there's many rap battles in white ethno-states.
But G-Man won that rap battle, right?
No.
Oh, damn.
You didn't know the Nazis had like divisions.
When I won it,
If you knew then what you know now, might have made for a better rap battle.
Yeah.
You didn't know that the Nazis like had divisions of like rappers.
Old Ego is still running from me. I just want to let everybody know that. Old Ego is still running.
Like the SS.
Everybody runs from you, G-Man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
We're all
confront you,
afraid.
G-Man.
Battle me. The Amazing Atheist was supposed to do it and debate me on evolution.
Well,
I mean, as a matter of fact, you got to take a lot of promises y'all don't keep.
Here's
y'all don't keep no promises.
here's Billy the Fridge. Actually, Billy the Fridge actually is a rapper. Like, he actually has albums. He does performances. He has videos on his YouTube channel that have over 1 million views. So here you go. You can show that you're as. Sorry?
Let's hear it. Yeah, Billy. Let's see what you got.
Do you want him to rap, or do you want me to play a video that he made?
I want Billy to rap. Come on, Billy.
hear
Just do
Billy
something.
rap.
You want me to play a beat?
Yeah, play a beat.
All right, hold on. I'll do it.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not allowed to cuss, right? G-Man says cussing disqualifies you.
It does?
Your show. This ain't my show. Let's hear what you got to
Okay.
say.
Oh.
Well, at least he's fair about
Because
it.
I
you know?
battled you before, G-Man.
Let's see.
Not if you got 1 million views, because I would have took you on.
I got 1 million views. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 1 million views too. I would love to rap battle somebody that actually knows how to rap. So rap.
I've used this beat before. Oh, damn. It's about to drop.
Yeah.
Come on, Billy.
G-Man, you believe in God, but I believe you're odd. You got them cancer cells climbing down inside your bod. You take that B17, but you'd have to be 17 to not be an adult and hold the fact of the cult. You ain't a Christian, you a bitch that started listening to other people preaching. Now you're on YouTube teaching. You're a creature. Your feature is that you're really fucking stupid, and everybody looks at you and you think you make rap music, but you don't. You stutter, you muddle your fucking words. You get up on Drunken Peasants and talk to all of these nerds. You ain't a bird, you ain't flying. You a motherfucking turd in the toilet bowl crying. I'ma flush you. Bitch, I'ma crush you. Step to Billy the Fridge, this what you must do. You must come at me with facts and not some fucking Bible verses.
G-Man
Please,
gets
I'll put you in the hearse or worse. It's the way that it goes when you roll with Fridge. I'm starving Christian kids. I'm making vids like I'm Brett Keane. Plus my pussy hole is wet mean. You seen the scene, go and fuck it and suck it. Cause I am the God. I am not a woman, not a man. My body's ambiguous. You get with this. I'm about to rip it up and little G-Man gon' be drinking out a sippy cup.
Oh, damn.
Wow, man! I never heard. The last time I heard that much profanity is probably when I watched what was that movie?
Bob Saget's comedy because you thought it was Full House.
Yeah.
Can't you battle the profanity though?
Yeah, the Aristocrats.
Can't you battle that? Can't you come back since it's laden with profanity? Can't you use your sweet Jesus rhymes to wreck a motherfucker right now?
I'll give you 2 raps, all right?
Oh,
one of them is atheist owned 1, and atheist owned 2, and both of them are better than what I just heard. So whatever.
Go ahead.
Ivan threw in the hook.
No.
You're gonna go?
I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, you're not just gonna like even recite the.
Listen to me. My stuff is documented. You can go to my channel and use it anytime.
Is it? Is it not complete garbage trash that you pass off as music, but it's really just you muttering and sputtering because you're got some rare form of autism called Christianity?
Okay, so if you believe that you can rap, you know how to find me. Let me know. We'll do a live rap battle when I'm prepared.
I was just live. Why don't you summon the power of your God? Why don't you get in tune with your Lord? If the Christian kids can't starve, you obviously can't get eaten on the mic by a fat man.
Well, I don't know you're fat.
Well, why can't you just rap them, like battle them right now, man? Like,
I'm not a
freestyler on the show.
Not a very good freestyler.
And hello, my name is G-Bat.
He's honest about
my
that.
name is G-Bat, and here's my song. Here, Billy the Fridge, I'm going to eat you up on the microphone. God is doing a new thing. God is doing a new thing.
Give me a pen and paper in 5 minutes, and I'll beat that with only 4 lines.
Oh, yeah?
Whoa, damn.
All he needed was 4 bars.
You see what happened to Creationist Cat?
What happened to him?
I don't know what happened to him. We just had him on, we just had Vadim on recently.
Yeah, Vadim was on here recently.
Yeah, go get him. I ain't afraid of him. Listen,
I never said you were afraid of him.
He knows.
What's wrong with him? He's all right.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Something happened?
You get in a car crash?
Shot him in Gomorrah.
Fucking rip him to pieces. Kick his butt.
Oh, here we go.
This is some real rap.
What is this?
You're always doing it. God is doing a new thing. You're always doing it. God is doing a new thing. You're always doing it. Who's doing it?
Yeah.
You're doing a new
Look at these
thing.
moves.
You're always doing it. Yo, who's doing it?
Yo. What, G-Man?
Somebody took the same kid and made a tribute video to me where they had me in the background. It goes, red line. It goes, what was it?
Is this kid your inspiration?
Yeah. Yeah, this kid, somebody took a video, put a green screen behind him and made a rap about me with this kid.
Is that kid a good rapper?
Just ask me a question. Donate some money to these guys and ask your questions.
Oh, well, thank you, G-Man. It's almost done, but yeah, there might still be a few coming in. Let's see.
Come on, ask your question. Get it over with. Get it done with. Come on. You can do it.
You can't rush the audience, man.
Come on.
You can't rush the Spurg.
Cynic said Evan spit a verse.
So no more questions for me. Thank you very much. You young people, you.
Yeah, we got about 2.5 minutes left, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Hey, let me ask you something. When did you take the mask off? Because I missed that episode.
Oh, that was years ago. We were just talking about that actually earlier. That was years ago.
Send me the link when you actually did that. Like when you actually showed up.
I don't even remember when. I had been drinking a little bit, and we didn't even announce it. I just showed up without a mask on.
It was like
so.
Yeah, I don't think there were any bells and whistles or anything. You just appeared.
It was like episode like.
Didn't you go to wrestling school then?
Yeah, well, I tried to and failed miserably. Billy went to wrestling school.
I went to wrestling school. I was trained by LaParkin.
La Parka?
La Parka? Yeah, one of the La Parkers. I got
one of
hit
the
one time with a
LaParkers?
chair too hard, and I was like, nah, this ain't for me, man. Nope.
That explains things.
Do you think some guy in a mask just hit you with a chair?
No, it was during the Attitude Era, and they hit you for real with them things. It wasn't no joke, man. They mess you up pretty bad.
Yeah, apparently I can see evidence of that.
Oh, you don't see no evidence of that. And by the way, Christianity is not schizophrenia or whatever the heck you called it.
What was that DVD you gave me?
I can tell you what that
Glory of the Ring or Ring of Glory?
Have you heard of this, G-Man? What's it called?
I think it's Ring of Glory or something.
It's the Christian wrestling pay-per-view.
Oh God.
With Shawn Michaels? I never heard of that before.
No, it was made by Vince Russo. And
God.
Yeah, that makes it even better.
I don't think Vince Russo is a Christian.
Vince Russo is a Christian. He says he is.
Yeah, he's very much so a Christian.
He lies too much. He gets on here and tells those stories about WWE, and everybody knows he's lying. He lies all the time.
Is he lying?
So if you
what?
lie,
He doesn't
you're not
reject
Christian?
Jesus, though, man.
Ring of Glory?
You know, G-Man came out and said he wasn't a Christian anymore. He called himself the chocolate atheist. And
I
he
remember
either
that.
lied or committed apostasy. He did one or the other.
I did that.
What'd you do? Was that a
I
lie,
remember
or did
that
you
made
deny
Brett
the existence
so
of
angry
God?
When you did that was great.
Which one is it?
Hot. Brett was so hot that he wanted to steal all the thunder by going out there and telling us
G-Man,
which is why I
G-Man
threw
was
him under the for a change.
G-Man, was that a lie, or did you deny the existence of God there? Which one?
Acting, that's what that was.
Hold on.
G-Man, do
So-
you think the Earth is flat?
I like it's acting.
G-Man,
No.
do you think
It's a circle.
Okay, just wondering.
It's a circle.
It's a circle. All right.
It's not a
so-
globe, it's a circle.
Yeah,
man.
G-Man.
Guys, a super chat. Invite this Steve McRae on here one time because I got a several. You know what? I'll be giving you super chats all day long if you ever get him on here. You know what I mean?
don't even know who he is.
Yeah. You guys got to hear some of the dumb stuff that come out of this.
Can I
guy's
just
mouth.
pick up a homeless person and be like, "Hey, here's Steve McRae."
I want to thank Girl Does Rant for being here tonight.
Yes, me too. A few people who donated asked for Girl Does Rant full screen. They were being like pervy or something.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember which one. Let's see.
It was nice. It was nice meeting you, girls.
It's all in the same house.
It was nice meeting you too, man.
Benjamin and I are in the same house.
Oh,
We are, actually.
It was nice meeting you finally.
Oh
Nice
shit.
basking in the presence of you, Evan. It was nice meeting you, Billiam, and
Nice to meet you
Benpai.
as well.
And it was nice meeting the guy who calls himself God too. So how you doing, man?
That would
Oh
be
man,
Evan.
there's boobs next to G-Man. Boobs next to G-Man. Boobs
Try and sneak up
next to
Bromsky.
G-Man.
This direction. Oh no, wait, no.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Face that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, G-Man.
G-Man.
Look. Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
he
Look
looked
that
he looked
way.
at him. Shit.
Yeah. Look that way again. Look that way again, and like shake your head like you're saying no.
Look like you disapprove.
Yeah.
of me,
Do it.
G-Man.
Look the. Yeah.
Say,
Yeah. Do it. Look at.
Bless God.
Yeah. There you go.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say go and follow me on Twitch again. This
Yeah.
is worth it.
So
Yeah.
Ben
Do it.
unmasked on the Dave Rubin episode.
I did?
That's what Mr. Red 22 says.
Maybe. I don't know. There are people that know my own history better than I do.
So we don't think Girl Does Rant's gonna unmask tonight. Would you untop?
No, we can't do that on YouTube
Oh yeah,
anyway.
never mind. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, so we're gonna call it a night. Thanks to everyone for being on, and thank all of you who were watching today and supporting us. And we will see you on Monday with JF, who, by the way, did confirm that he showed up.
study.
So we're gonna talk to JF about all his stuff.
Shit's
I
gonna
guess.
get weird.
Yeah, invite me here if he gets super racist on here. Please invite me on here. All right.
I guess I'll talk to him about it. All right. Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right, later. Hey.